All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atmos, and we are about to get underway with the second MINECON Open qualifier. We've got a bracket of 42 players. You can check out the bracket on the stream title. It is challenge.com/MCOpen2. Top 4 players will move on to the finals. This is the second and last qualifier. The first match we're going to be watching is Football Eddie versus Bronal. Every single match today will be a best of 3. Second match, the player who did not go first in game 1 will get first turn, and then the third match will be, if there is a third match, will be a randomized first turn start. The brackets will advance until there is what you would normally call a semifinals, and those are actually our 4 finalists. And that is that. This game will begin shortly. This matchup in particular is going to be energy versus order. Football Eddie running some energy. Looks like it's going to be human-based energy. Don't see any automatons here. And thank you everybody for joining us. This tournament should last about another good 5-6 hours. We'll see. Depends on how fast people play. But there is no rush. You can use any deck you like. And hope my volume controls are alright. We'll be bringing in casters a little bit later on. But I'll be taking it solo from here. Link to the bracket. You can check the stream title. It is, or somebody can link it in chat. It's challenge.com/MCOpen2 is the bracket. Thank you, Antirad. Okay, game has begun. And Football Eddie with turn 1. That means in game 2, Bronal should get turn 1. And yep, this is some sort of human, just a straight up human ranged energy deck. Bronal running favored in this order deck. Hard to tell exactly the aim of that order deck, whether it's a more aggressive one or mid to late game oriented. I would guess just from looking, it's more aggressive than not. Football Eddie has nothing to play except just a Skull Shrine, which of course is not nothing. Next turn he's going to have 3+2 energy, so we'll start with 5 if this lingering spell remains. There's a Magnetizer in Bronal's deck. I want to see that Magnetizer do something nice. 5 resources now for Football Eddie. Ooh, and he draws the Cannon Automaton. That is a great... this is technically his 4th turn, his 4th sacrifice. With a Power Trip even, he doesn't get the draw from the Power Trip, but what does he get? Top Reaver Thea. And at 6 health, she's going to be difficult to remove. In fact, there's no way to remove her this turn, even if he gets a good Pother. He'll need... If he had a Haste, which he doesn't, he could get a lucky removal here. It's not going to happen, though. Doing some idle damage, 1 to be specific. Alright, 6 resources now for Football Eddie. Looks like just a Cannon Auto this turn. Or, you know, he could Ironclad Reaver Potion. That's not bad. It looks like he's going to do that, but he's going to Potion the Reaver and put her in front. Now there is a Pother available for Bronal. And I'm sure he'd want to push back for this Top Reaver Thea. Man, that would be amazing. If he could push back this Top Reaver Thea. Not in hand, though, just a focus. Now with the Pother, he's able to kill the Ironclad Reaver. Does have a flip. Now that might be a little better. Okay, he's just going to back away and damage the idol. He could have flipped Top Reaver Thea away, and then destroyed the Ironclad Reaver with... He'd have to use... He wouldn't even have to use his focus, because Reloris are both a skirmisher up. He could have done that. Electing to just go for idle damage here, it may be the correct choice. We'll see how it plays out. Football Eddie, last turn of the Skull Shrine. Ooh, Thunder Surge. It's not an amazing Thunder Surge. It does get a lot of damage done. It kills 1 unit and puts everything within burn range. Everything meaning pretty much just the Reloris. Everything else was in burn range. Second Thunder Surge will clear these units out. Grounds of the Fallen. Now this is great versus energy. Magic Resistance 1. for all the order units, humans basically. It also gives Football Eddie's units magic resistance, but it's not going to matter unless maybe if decimation comes into effect. So there's still a potion of resistance on this top Reaver Thea. Do not forget. He's going to 2, and he's going to flip her away. Her being the top Reaver Thea. And there she goes, up in the front here. How many turns left on her potion? 2 more rounds left on the potion. Now he'll have to move both units down here, because not a single one of them could have destroyed the Reaver by themselves. Reloris was only at 5 attack because the infantryman was in the row, so kind of unfortunate he missed out on some idle damage there, but that's just how the numbers worked out. Last turn of Potion of Resistance for Thea. She's been a big presence on the board. Definitely worth it to get her out with that power trip, and of course the Skull Shrine. If you think about it like that, the Skull Shrine and the power trip were played, you know, they lost their value. Like, they cost a scroll to get their effect, and the effect was, well, he got a Top Reaver Thea out. He got what was an Ironclad Reaver. So, you know, the value grays out when you start considering stuff like that. Ooh, he's grouping up here, but he does have the Grounds of the Fallen. But these units have 1 health, so a Thunder Surge destroys these units. The Thunder Surge still does 1 damage. Now, there's not 1 in hand. Football Eddie also running Fulmination Conduit. Decks like this, I think people used to call them like fatty energy. Like you ramp up with energy and summon big guys, Iron Ogres, stuff like that. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm sure the deck has evolved a little bit since then, but this is what it reminds me of. Another Skull Shrine for Football Eddie. He's going to burn, open with the burn to the Reloris. And with 3 left, he can either Skull Shrine or Fulmination Conduit. Hard to say what's better. I think the Skull Shrine is obviously a little bit more persistent benefit to your deck. Like every turn you'll be getting out 2 energy. Your Fulmination Conduit, you pop it all at once, and you better use it that single turn. So, you know, barring any sort of anti-lingering, I would say the Skull Shrine would be... that would be what I would do. Fulmination Conduit could be just as good in a different way. I think it all depends on what the future of the match will bring. Like, you'd have to predict the future to know exactly what would be best. He is going to go with the Conduit, and he's going to destroy the middle idol with the 8 damage Thea. Which means next turn, if Thea survives, he gets an extra 2 energy. There's a Stirring Effigy in Brunel's deck. There's a haste. He got rid of the Effigy, though. It does mean he can kill Top Reaver Thea. That is something he can do by just hasting the Skirmisher. If he had an Effigy, he could do something interesting with attack, but it wouldn't have been interesting enough to destroy the cannon automaton. Now, he looks like he's not going to go for the Wing Shield here. He could have put 1 in front, but, you know, there is Thunder Surge and stuff like that. I wonder if we'll put his Skirmisher down here. Okay, 1 off right there. And of course 0 damage onto the cannon automaton because of armor 1. And there was 1 relentless damage left on the Royal Skirmisher. Yeah, a lot of people saying this is like the sort of deck that Donkey74, who's not in this tournament unfortunately, ran during the, I believe, yep, it was the Uamlasa Open. I will have to be doing some tournament adminning here. Test, hello. And we also have some nice volunteer admins helping out in the background, getting those match wins in. Appreciate it, guys. Well, Dispersal from Football Eddie into a Potion of Resistance. Okay, so he's only able to destroy the infantrymen. This 1 health Skirmisher survives. He has 3 Royal Skirmishers on the field. He has another Grounds of the Fallen in hand, but it won't stack with this one. It'll just increase the lingering value if he plays it. There's a Decimation. This is a very poor turn as far as what Brunel would like to be doing. He wants to drop a unit. He wants to drop anything. A Vanguard would be great. But anything is better than nothing. All he can do this turn is Grounds of the Fallen. I mean, I guess he could spend his Decimation now. It's probably best to wait. He can focus to destroy an idol and save the decimation, knowing he'll destroy this one. There's the Grounds of the Fallen. Now, and playing the Grounds of the Fallen isn't even that great either, because you're risking a Stone Enigma. Don't know if Football Eddie runs those. But yeah, okay, there is no Stone Enigma that's drawn. But I mean, Bronal had no other choice. That was just a poor hand. That's what it was. 3 scrolls in hand, none really that great. Okay, Cannon Automaton going to be moved down with a Tempest Reaver to protect this idol. Oh my goodness, this could be game. With the right scrolls. Okay, it's not going to be game. And he does get rid of the Royal Vanguard. He would have had to have a haste and then another focus would have won the game, or there was a couple combinations. He also had a decimation in there. This, as it is game if he draws another decimation before the game is over, just as it is. He's going to go ahead and use that focus for idle damage. He's not going to attack the cannon auto. It's got potion on it. So here we go. Brunel needs 2 decimations to win, or he can just destroy this idol up here through unit damage, and there's an attacking unit. Or he could just draw a second decimation. He would have to draw it off the top because he has to sacrifice to 6 to win the same turn. And I haven't seen another decimation from Brunel. I'm pretty sure that's his first one. So I think he has 2 out of 25 left in his library. By now, every match should be beginning from the start of the tournament. You can spectate them on your own. Okay, just blocks with an Ironclad Reaver. There's 1 decimation. Now he's 2 damage off from winning because he has the Proud Mercenary. Okay, it's not a win this turn. And in fact, he's only able to destroy the Ironclad Reaver. And if he does so, this Tempest Reaver is going to attack. That was close. 1 scroll away from winning. So many different options there to win the game. Didn't get it though. I mean, heck, even a focus, right? Because he'd go to 6, or he'd go to 7. That would be enough. Alright, he is going to go for the Tempest Reaver. Going to go for the board control. I think that's probably a good decision. Now, you got to worry about that Thunder Surge, but there's nothing he can do with this sort of positioning. By keeping his units in this row as well, if Football Eddie is to use any countdown reduction to attack these units, he's going to have to step out of lane. And of course, that's what Bronal wants to happen. Football Eddie with the option to go to 6 this turn. Probably going to. He has a Cannon Automaton to play, or a Violent Dispersal to remove one of these Skirmishers. See what he goes for. Violent Dispersal on the 3 health Skirmisher. That's always good. When you're the Order player, please use your 6-cost scroll to destroy my 3 costs. I mean, it's not like Football Eddie had a better option there. Favored! He's too far. Oh, but it takes him to 9. Yeah, because he already has... That's it then. Favored decimation's the win. Football Eddie doesn't give him the chance. He was psychic. He knew it was happening. Brodal takes game 1 against Football Eddie in this best of 3 Order per Synergy. Well done. Well done, sir. There's some match info for you guys. 5 minutes by each player. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and watch game 2 between these two fellers. Look at this. Order versus Order. Football Eddie says, I can play your game. Let me adjust the score for you guys. So we got Brodal 1-0. If I can fix my little boxes. Trust me, there are boxes. You can't see them. They exist. How'd that do? Aha, Bronal, 1-0 over Football Eddie. This is a best of 3. Single elimination this tournament is, so if you are eliminated, you are out. This is the last qualifier for the MINECON Open. Stream laggy. Hopefully the stream isn't laggy. I see no problems on my end, so I believe it may be you. Others can correct me. You can look at the brackets and the stream title and follow along. It is challenge.com/MCOpen2. And the game has begun. Let's talk about it, shall we? Bronal, first turn this game. Football Eddie had first turn last game, I believe. Almost positive. Should be, at least. With nothing to drop on turn 1, Bronal. Football Eddie running Mangonels. That leads me to believe this is a later game-oriented order. Interesting to note that Bronal had a Aging Knight in hand, and this makes sense, but he had the Aging Knight in hand, did not play it on purpose. Because he didn't have a turn 2, and he wanted to be able to pressure whatever Football Eddie put down. Like if Football Eddie put down an Aging Knight, or I mean a turn 2 drop, whatever he put down, he'd be able to pressure it with the Aging Knight. Otherwise, he would have no turn 2. That's what I'm trying to say there. So he played that, I think, the way he should have. Wing Shield coming out for Football Eddie as his first unit. And Bronal can drop a Ducal Skirmisher if he wants to. And he gets rid of that Vanguard, keeps the flip, knowing that there's a Wing Shield out in the field. You need a tool to manipulate this armored unit. Football Eddie going to 4, and yes, Ace Moran Scholar tells you that this is a late game order deck, mid to late game, and you can see the heavy late game here. They've got Imperial Resources, K, and an Honorable General, and Arbalister, yeah. E is ready for the late game. Bronal, on the other hand, has Grounds of the Fallen. Now, if he plays that right now, he can kill this Wing Shield. In fact, if he doesn't even play it, he kills the Wing Shield. If he just hits end turn, he kills the Wing Shield. So we'll see if he wants to drop a unit instead, like, for instance, this Wing Shield. If he plays Grounds of the Fallen, let's see, he does 1, this guy goes to 1, then he has 4, so this guy would live, right? Anyway, he also might not want to play Grounds of the Fallen because, hey, guess who else is using humans? Football Eddie is. So he may end up sacrificing that. Royal Vanguard blocking that frail Ace Moran Scholar. A 4-cost unit, look at his stats, so frail. And of course he does draw that scroll, its entire purpose, you run that guy. Proud Merc. Good scroll to have for Bronal. Could get some extra damage done. Better than just playing the Ducal Infantryman, which is a slightly weaker unit at a weaker cost, getting the same attack this round, but in the following rounds, I'm sure he'd love to have that Proud Mercenary out. If he wants to, he could Roasted Bean Potion. He's already sacrificed, so he could Roasted Bean Potion Infantryman. Yeah. Just going to drop the Merc here, I believe. Now he's got to watch out for Mangonels. We do know that Football Eddie runs them. And as it stands, he would be able to destroy 2 units of his choice with the Mangonel Speed, which is not in hand. The Mangonel is. Gonna go to 6 here. Does he just drop an Arbalister is the question. I think he will. I mean, it's either that or just drop a Mangonel. I don't think he's gonna do that. Arby comes out behind the Vanguard. We'll see what sort of answer Bronal has for that. And the answer he has is a Pother. So you've got 8 total health if he Pothers up the RB. That's a 100% chance. He can do 8 at a couple different ways. He could just play an Infantryman. But it wouldn't be enough because one of the Relentless damage, or one of the damage would be wasted. So we'll have to use the RBP on the Aging Knight. Which leaves Football Eddie with just a Royal Vanguard. And the Royal Vanguard's effect hits nothing at all. It's the saddest Vanguard. Imperial Resources for Football Eddie. He says, okay, I'm just going to do 1 damage to your Wing Shield. Bronal says, very well. I will sacrifice my Grounds of the Fallen for resources, potentially, so we can drop a Wing Shield and an Infantryman. We'll see what he chooses. He does run Vanguards in his deck, so it makes sense to go up to 5. Now, we're keeping in mind Mangonels here. And... haha. Nope, Football Eddie sacrificed. You can tell he sacrificed for resources last turn. Anti-red. That was Highland. Imperial Resources number 2 going down for Football Eddie. That puts him up to 9. He's got 2 Mangonels, no speed. Man, he wants one. If he draws 1 speed, he hasn't sacrificed yet. Who's going to go for the Kabonk here? Onto the 3 health Skirmisher. And you may ask, why the 4 health Skirmisher. Why the 4 health Skirmisher? Well, at 3 health, the Mangonel kills him. That's the answer. Flip in hand for Bronal. I think you might actually play Grounds of the Fallen here. There's nothing else that's really great, besides just the Aging Knight, of course. And you're going to get value at it a lot faster than Football Eddie's going to get value at it. Plus, it shields you from Kabonk, which is funny. But I think it's okay to play it in this position, only because the rest of your hand isn't so good. And he is going to kill this Royal Vanguard here. And he's positioning so well against Mangonels right now. About as well as he could. There's the Aging Knight. Now, does he Grounds? Okay, he doesn't want to Grounds. It's fine. It's not a lot of extra damage yet. It would have just been mana that he could get rid of. Okay, Football Eddie, no speed. Now, this Kabonk could do a magic damage to something because he didn't play that Grounds. Whether that'll be relevant or not, we'll see. I mean, he could Kabonk into a speed. There's the Kabonk. Oh, he Kabonks into the speed. Now it's only he can only play 1 Mangonel with it because he's at 8 resources. So he may want to save that this turn. But if he doesn't play it, then he can only like Honorable General or Ace Moron Scholar, see what he draws, see what he sifts. It's not very good Mangonel, just a single Mangonel right now. He can destroy like these 2 would be good. Can't get 3. Just the Ace Moron Scholar, sifting out, and Arbalester. And that is his turn. Is this game? We got a Grounds of the Fallen Roasted Bean Potion play. That's 5, that's 7 damage up top. That would be 4 here. Oh no, that's 7 plus 2, that's 9. It's not enough. Oh wait, 7 plus 2. No, yeah. That's not enough for the top row. You can destroy the middle. Can't even destroy the middle row. Without an RBP, so I'm not seeing the win here. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, obviously, he's getting a lot of damage done, but I do not see a way to win this. Awfully close. He could be a decimation away. He also has to keep in mind he wants to separate from Mangonels still. And of course, Grounds of the Fallen is in play now. Kabonks. Farewell, even though there's only 1 left in the deck. Gonna go for 2 idols destroyed here, as well as the Ace Moron being eliminated. And 2 damage to the top idol, looks like. Wonder if he'll play this Magnetizer or not. This is a good Mangonel target here. This is a good target. Ooh, that's juicy. That's a juicy Mangonel hit. Did he have any other better place to put this Magnetizer, Mangonel-wise? Probably not. Anywhere he put it, it would have been an extra unit. Maybe here? I think maybe here would have been better, but he wants to... Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. Mangonel's going to go off right here in these 3 juicy units. We'll destroy an Aging Knight, Proud Merc, and Wing Shield. Mangonel number 2. Royal Skirmisher and Aging Knight. Football Eddie's down to 1 resources. That is his turn, and it's quite a turn. Can Bronal win the game? Roasted Bean Potion. Focus. That's 5-8. That's game. He moves up, goes to 5, hastes, +3, 8 damage. Shishi. Is there a different way to do it? Looks like there is, because he's doing it. Infantryman in the center lane. This is the ultimate GG. He could have got the 8 damage win, but he's going for the 10. Well done, Bronall. 2-0 over Football Eddie. Man, Football Eddie is out. That's Football Eddie's a good player. But so is Bronall. And he advances on. The MINECON Open qualifier number 2. Well done. Do some little adminning here. Apologize. All right, I got some match results to enter. We're gonna go on a quick break, and we'll be back shortly with the next game. Thanks for watching. Hello, hello. We are caught up and going into the next match. It's just about to start. Mancoos versus Unreachable. Now the score here is going to be Unreachable 1, Mancoos 0. Behold, Unreachable 1-0, one more win and he advances on. There's going to be Decay versus Order, I can tell you that because I saw it in the match preview. Thank you everybody for your patience and for watching. We're going to try and watch as many games as possible today, and by that I mean as many players as possible, but it's not always the case. We will try and favor the later bracket as much as possible. And there are a lot of matches happening, so it's not possible to see everything. But the good news is, as a hiccup, you can log in your Scrolls client yourself and watch every game, because they're all spectatable, and you can even watch the replay of every single game if you search for each player. You can go through every game of this tournament, because replays are saved for 9 days. Isn't that nice? Game has begun. MINECON with his turn 1 is able to do an Aging Knight in the very center of the board. Unreachable. Running DK with the Mire. I saw the Mire for a second there. He went away. But he's there. Now here's what we're talking about. MINECON had this Aging Knight in hand, but no 2-drop to play. He went for the Aging Knight first anyway. That means his turn 2 is empty. Unreachable now. On his turn 2 can play a little Infested Husk, which if that is destroyed will poison a random enemy. Turn 3 is a lot nicer for MINECON, so he can drop a Proud Mercenary. I'm sure he'll do just that right in front of the Aging Knight in this case. Languid onto the Aging Knight. Leaves him at 1 attack because of the Proud Mercenary. With a focus, he'd be able to destroy the Infested Husk, but is that really worth it? It's going to poison your unit. It may just be better to Ducal Skirmisher here. Get a unit out in the field. He's not going to do that. He has a Royal Skirmisher that he could still play. I mean, it's either Focus or Royal Skirmisher here. Going to go for the Royal. 3 health. And 1 damage onto that Husk. Unreachable now, going to 4. Playing a Corpse Theft. Corpse Theft on the Skirmisher. Of course, he has an Unbind in hand, so it's going to take him 2 turns to do that combo, but that's what he's going for there. You know what would be great for MINECON is if he destroys this Husk and the Skirmisher gets poisoned. That would be the ideal situation here. You can also play another 4-health Skirmisher. So let's see where this poison goes. It's unfortunately onto the worst unit for MINECON, the new Skirmisher. So Unbind, oh, he's got another Unbind. Gets rid of the second Unbind. There we go, and look, Unreachable. I thought he was playing Decay. How does he have a Skirmisher on the field? Well, he played Corpse Theft. Royal Spearman in MINECON's deck is not too shabby against Decay. And Order. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we have a tablet user experiencing some inconveniences, but we're working through them. I talked to him at length before this began. Royal Skirmisher at the very front for MINECON. Festering Freak in response by Unreachable with a Cursed Presence on the Ducal Skirmisher, which destroys him because he was poisoned. So that's how the value of the Infested Husk ended up for Unreachable. It poisoned, that Infested Husk poisoned a Skirmisher, which allowed Cursed Presence to destroy it before it ever attacked. MINECON has to make some decisions here. There's lots of poisonous units on the field. By lots I mean 2. But lots of potential poison here. So he's just going to ignore the Festering Freak, ignore the Husk, go for Idols, 3 damage to the center idol, 1 to the 4th. Now Unreachable as Decay has an attacking Skirmisher. It's actually, ooh, he's not going to use it on the Spearman because he doesn't want it to be destroyed. It's 3 spiky. Draws into Infectious Blight and Cursemonger, going to play the Rot Eater instead because he's expecting his unit to be destroyed. Kabonk Focus for MINECON. Gonna kabonk that Rot Eater right away. And a Proud Mercenary is not enough. Actually, it would be enough if he puts the Skirmisher in this row and plays a Proud Mercenary here. That would be a 5-6 damage skirmisher, enough to destroy the Rot Eater, but I don't think he's going to do that. Maybe he is. He's going to use Focus and not play the Proud Mercenary. Focus is not enough to destroy the Infested Husk. Royal Skirmisher becomes poisoned. This Infested Husk is now free to attack the Proud Mercenary, and with an Infectious Blight, he will be destroyed. Infectious Blight transfers on to the Royal Skirmisher, who is already poisoned, so that means next turn, barring any sort of healing action, he will be destroyed, and the Infectious Blight will move on. Give me 1 second, guys. Back, sorry I missed that last turn. Looks like MINECON. The Infectious Blight moved from the Skirmisher on to the Proud Mercenary. There's a Blight Bear on the field for unreachable. And MINECON is close to a win here if all of these units come off countdown next turn with a Reloris in the middle. However, Cluster Hex in hand for unreachable. He can't follow up with the Baleful Witch just yet. It will destroy the Proud Mercenary with just the Cluster Hex. That's option 1. He's going to 6 resources. Otherwise, it's Infectious Blight, Cursed Presence. And that would be 4 poison damage onto Reloris. Gonna go for the Cluster Hex to begin with. Proud Mercenary dies, poison transfers onto Reloris, which is not quite a death sentence for him. He'll have 1 health left after that goes off, but what Unreachable is probably going to do is follow it up with a Baleful Witch. I wonder if Infectious Blight Cursed Presence would have been better there. Next turn, you could only go to 7, though, which is not enough for Cluster Hex Baleful, so yeah, that's probably the right thing to do then. Anyway, most of MINECON's units are attacking this turn. There's a Reloris with Resonance, 2 spells in hand, so we'd have to haste Reloris and focus something to use both of that. Looks like he's positioning to have his Aging Knight, and I like this, have the Aging Knight destroy the Husk. Do some idle damage after that. How he handles the Blight Bear is going to be important. Looks like he's going to poison both of these units as it stands. Going for the haste. Has the Ducal Infantryman moved? I believe it has, hasn't it? Okay, it hasn't. So he's just going to poison the Royal Spearman if he uses a focus. Now, if he uses a focus, he missed out on a damage here, because he could have used the focus first, then move the Infantryman up to do an extra 1 damage to the idol. Will that be relevant? Well, we'll see. But as it stands, MINECON is able to destroy 1 idol, and Unreachable has 4 out of 5 units cursed on his opponent's side with a Baleful Witch in hand. Baleful Witch doesn't destroy any of them, so is it another Cluster Hex turn? There is, this Spearman is destroyed. Reloris will live with 1 health, so he'll either have to Baleful or Infectious Blight to destroy Reloris. Looks like he's going to go for Infectious Blight with the Baleful. So farewell to Reloris. These units are destroyed, and all MINECON is left with is an Aging Knight with 2 Infectious Blights and 2 poisons. And a base countdown of 2 because he's an old knight. Just like that, Unreachable with his Decay Curse Control deck wipes the board and can come back from this spot. MINECON is going to be on the back foot. He's got less resources. It's not over for him yet, though. He has Ducal Skirmisher to put down. These Infectious Blights are going to be so tough, though. Just continuous curses are going to come from Unreachable. He's going to fill up the board here as every turn goes on. It's an uphill battle for MINECON. It's almost worth not playing a unit this turn, just so the Infectious Blights goes away. I mean, there's 2 of them here. He is going to put a unit down. I mean, it's you got to go one way or the other. And it's probably too slow of a play to not play a unit, honestly. Because here comes a Blight Bearer. Next turn, a Cursemonger. Double Infectious Blight on the Skirmisher. Banner of Ordnance in hand for Mancoos. Now that's relevant. Banner of Ordnance can heal your units. That gets rid of poison. So it's not entirely uncalled for to play this banner right now. He is positioning... Okay, he's going to Roasted Bean Potion the Skirmisher down and get the buff from Raloris for the extra damage, doing 2 to the idol, putting it just out of Decimation range. If Mancoos runs Decimation, he's already got this idol destroyed. It's unlikely Unreachable will have any sort of idol healing. Cluster Hex. Farewell to that Skirmisher, the Ducal Skirmisher. And we've got a Curse-2'd Raloris with 2 Infectious Blights. These Infectious Blights are just wreaking havoc. He has the Banner of Ordnance. He can't haste it, though. He needs to haste it in order to sacrifice it in order to heal. So that's not going to work out for him. Are we going to see a Banner of Ordnance in this MINECON qualifier? That's my question. I want the answer to be yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw a Banner of Ordnance in this MINECON qualifier. Let it be known, and I want to see it do some work. It's not going to... It's too late for this Raloris. He's done for. There's nothing you can do for him. Farewell to Raloris, but you can save these units. Now, ideally, Unreachable would also have a Lingering spell in play, but it's not going to work out. Has Favored. That's pretty funny. Is that enough? Nope. Gonna have to sacrifice that Favored. Well, Infectious Blight was split onto both of these units, so if he wants to heal them both, he has to reposition around the Banner of Ordnance, sacrifice it, and the poison will go away. He doesn't necessarily have to do that. None of them are cursed. They will survive another turn. But it's probably worth it to get rid of this poison. There it goes. Now, you gotta keep in mind, the Infectious Blight enchantment doesn't go away. Ooh. And he gets re-poisoned there from killing the Blight Bearer. But the Infectious Blight enchantment doesn't go away, just the poison effect from the healing. And... That's so unfortunate for Mancoos, because now there's a Halls of Amasa and Omen of Damnation. Not going to play either Lingering this turn, but that would have been insult to injury. Like, he sacrifices the banner, gets re-poisoned, then a Lingering comes out. Ooh, look, another banner. Man. This is the game of banner. In the game of banners, you win or you lose. Kabonk. I might even just play the Kabonk here to try and draw a playable unit. It's kind of unfortunate for him. Okay, Proud Merc. That's a little more workable. He's going to lose his Aging Knight. Actually, if he positions his Aging Knight in front of the Wings Order, that would be ideal. Whoa! No, this unit doesn't attack. If he would have kept his Aging Knight in front, I guess he would have to play the Proud Mercenary down here or something. Okay, I see what he's doing now. He's protecting his Banner of Ordnance with the Aging Knight. Got it. Got it. Expurgator. Expurgator. That's 4 syllables, not 5. In hand for Unreachable. Is it relevant right now? No. In fact, you would not want to play it. You're going to get rid of your own Infectious Blights. So he's going to play the Harvester instead. Double Harvester or possibly a Brain Lice? He can't Brain Lice anything in this row but the Wings Warder. Gonna go for the Harvester. Poison Wings Warder with Infectious Blight. This guy dies to the Infectious Blight poison. The previous banner didn't have too much of an effect. Now there's a Favored in hand for Mancoos, and he has an attacking Royal Skirmisher. That is 9 damage of Skirmisher meat. If he pothers this unit out, plays the Favored, that's 5 resources. He could sacrifice the 7, play the Ducal Infantryman, that's 10 attack, Well, he can't destroy the idol, but he can take it in decimation range. That's what I'm looking for, is how to destroy this idol. Because if you run decimations, you don't worry about this idol anymore. You worry about the other idols. And is there another way to... What if you just ponder this? And favor... And actually, yeah, because you'd have to use your Proud Merc. So that wouldn't work out. Unless he sacrifices the banner. Because you go to 9-10. Yeah. He does sacrifice the banner. Heals everything up. Poison's cleansed again. And he does not play the infantryman, but everything is in decimation range, and that's what's relevant. And that's what he went for. Banner doing work. In game 2 of Unreachable versus Mancoos. If Unreachable wins this, he advances on. If Mancoos wins this, we go to game 3. Personally, Mancoos has won my heart because he used Banner of Ordnance. It's the quickest way to my heart. Now, Unreachable. Gonna go for the Necro here, okay. That's a board clear. And Mancoos doesn't necessarily have a deck that has lots of comeback potential. So that Necro is a pretty good idea. There's one decimation. There is one decimation for Mancoos. If he's... okay. He's one decimation away from winning the game. Now, I think he has at least one left. He may even have 2. I'm trying to recall if he sacrificed another one. I don't think that he did. But I'm positive he didn't sacrifice 2. And if he runs 3... oh, well, I'm wrong, because there are 46 cards in his graveyard. His deck's about to cycle. So, wow, we're already on round 17. Oh, we jumped in the middle of this. That's right. That's right. We jumped in the middle of this game. Or did we? My mind. Work mind. Doesn't matter. Deck's about to cycle. He has 1 decimation in hand. There are probably 2 coming back to him. It's all about the draw right now. It's very unlikely he's going to be able to destroy the idols through units at this point. Okay, 1 decimation, 45 scrolls in the library. 2 of them I imagine are decimations. Doesn't get it. Has a Kabunk. Now he could be able to snipe an idol here somehow. Yeah, I guess if he... right now these scrolls for certain. I guess Aging Knight, Roasted Bean Potion, yeah. I'm not going to snipe it this turn. Does he hang on to the decimation? I think you might as well. Yeah. Okay, Unreachable wants to keep the board cleared. And he also wants to end the game before Mancoos draws decimations. So he's under a lot of pressure here. There's the Necro. That will clear the board. Mancoos doesn't really care too much. He says, heart of the cards. Give me that decimation. Not here yet. Oh! Air horns are going off. Well done, Mancoos. 1-1. Evening it up. I should have a little air horn sound effect that I can play. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Got some adminning to do. We're going to do that real quick and get right back into the games. Be back shortly. Thanks for watching. guys. We are 30 seconds early, but the game is underway, so apologize to those people who are waiting a little bit longer. We're just going to go and jump right to it. Unreachable versus MINECO's Game 3. Whoever wins this advances on. Now, MINECO switched away from his order deck into Growth, even though he did win with his order deck last game. It was by the hair of his chinny chin chin. And MINECO with Striped Fangbears in his deck, which is relevant because Unreachable has lots of humans, including the Cursemonger. Here's also the Expurgator that he's keeping in hand, versus Growth. Now that could be relevant with scrolls like Earth and Mirth. Five resources now for MINECO. Here comes the Great Wolf. Directly in the middle, we've got an attacking Fangbear next turn. And there is actually a way to destroy it with Curse Presence, Brain Lice, and the Curse from the Cursemonger. Now, actually, that's for the Great Wolf. If he just wants to kill the Fangbear, it's just Curse Presence, Brain Lice. Going a completely different route than I expected, and cursing the Great Wolf, using the Cursemonger to destroy... Sorry, the Infectious Blight destroyed the Sister of the Fox. Great Wolf was cursed. Infectious Blight jumped on to the Striped Fangbear, and he has that Curse Presence still in hand to destroy it next turn. That was odd. I feel like you want to kill the Striped Fangbear there, right? Well, it was effective. In its own way. So, now he has that Great Wolf to deal with. Now he can Brain Lice Curse Presence, so maybe this is what he was thinking. He was thinking ahead to the following turn for this Great Wolf, I think. Because now he can Brain Lice Curse Presence, take care of it. Gets rid of the Curse Presence, not going to do that. So Brain Lice on just the Great Wolf. I'm very confused right now. It's not going the way I would have predicted at all. Harvester, I give up. With an Infested Husk. Let's just watch what he does. MINECO can drop a Rat King right now. Rallying... Rallying kills the Cursemonger. And the Infested Husk. Two things get poisoned. Harvester would count down by 3. And even more after all the poison units die. And... it's either Rallying or just Rat King. He's already sacrificed for Scrolls. I guess he could Brave, but there's no follow-up for the Brave, so you don't want to do that. Fangbear as well. Quake's out of the question. Is he going for the Rallying? I think he is. There's the Rallying. Okay, let's see what gets poisoned. Goodness me. Was it the big guys? I think both the big guys got poisoned. Fangbear he's double poisoned now with the Infectious Blight. And Great Wolf is poisoned with the Curse. That is not what MINECO wanted. MINECO would have so much rather have had the Sister or the Ragged Wolf be poisoned. Unlucky there. Harvester's a 2 countdown as well. Pack Husk to block. This is the same deck from Unreachable. And... looks like it'll just be an end turn from here. Beasts survive one more round. There is one Infectious Blight on the field. It's going to have a lot to potentially hop onto if a Rat King comes down. Stills and Sacrifice could go up to 6. That's Brave Fangbear or Brave Rat King. Otherwise, Brave Mystic. If he's holding on to the Quake, Rat King looks less attractive, as well as Brave. But I don't really see Quake being a good play for a long time. Keeper's Pledge in MINECO's deck. A little extra bonus damage for both sides. Don't think you want to play it just yet. So it's going to be Brave, and I guess Mystic since he didn't drop the Brute. Ooh! A little bit of mistake there. Brute after the Brave. You want to get that countdown decrease. Moment of Damnation and Unreachable deck get sacrificed right away. And both beasts will be destroyed. Infectious Blight onto the Sister of the Fox. Where do both Infectious Blights go to? Well, well, well. Both onto the Terrian Brute. Nothing else is poisoned. Terrian Brute has 2 turns until he's destroyed. Unless there's a curse. Harvester. Countdown 0. Keeper's Pledge. Coming out for Mancoos with the Rat King. It's going to be a +3. Which is enough to destroy 2 Pack Husks, but it lines up his units for the Harvester. It's going to draw Unreachable, a couple scrolls. Going to go for Idols instead. And he's going to keep the double Infectious Blight Terrian Brute in front of the Brave as bait, so if the Harvester destroys it, which it's going to, the Blights will disappear. So that's Mancoos' way of disenchanting his units. Bait them into destruction. Unreachable, playing an Oblivion Seeker afterwards. Six resources. That is only enough for a Vader and Rat King. Here comes the Rat King. It's going to be +3 to units that aren't going to attack. And Vader of the Wild protected by this little beast rat. Now keep in mind, Keeper's Pledge works for both sides. And he's got 2 Husks attacking. He's actually able to play 2 creatures this turn. Now the damage is not relevant to board control. All these units have 2 health. So it doesn't really matter. It's only if you wanted some idle damage done. Infectious Blight does matter on Vader of the Wild. That will certainly be destroyed, and Festering Freak is great against growth. Unreachable looking good right here in game number 3. Infectious Blight transfers onto the front Beast Rat. That's a little lucky for Mancoos. Can use that as a blocker, as he did with his Terrian Brute. And that is the 3rd Infectious Blight. 3rd and final. Unless, of course, there's a Halls of Uamlasa. And, of course, when the deck recycle comes. And Great Wolf way up top, away from all the action. Everything's buffed up only by 1. It's enough to destroy a Pack Husk and get a little extra idle damage done. Mancoos is not out of this by any means. He's only a few damage away from winning the game. Problem is Unreachable's gonna protect those idols every turn, and it's gonna be difficult to remove those units. Cluster Hex with the old Baleful Witch, 8 cost turn. Farewell, 3 units. I believe there's 3, possibly 4. Most of the beast rats are gone. He spares 1 remaining beast rat that has Infectious Blight on it, and that is entirely on purpose. Unreachable has a full board. Mancoos, behind on resources, behind on board. He does have a Great Wolf out, though, and he's able to Great Wolf Brave this turn, which would buff the rat to 3, which is just enough to destroy the Festering Freak. This rat's poisoned anyway. And that is the last turn of Keeper's Pledge. Unreachable gets the effect, it's not going to matter. Cluster Hex Unbind. Nothing is enchanted. Besides the Beast Rat, he doesn't want to unbind that. So pretty empty turn, other than the Cluster Hex if he wants to. This could be Mancoos' chance. He's got lots of Relentless coming. They're guaranteed to be alive. He's got a Mangy Wolf in hand. Yeah, nothing from Unreachable. It's a unfortunate turn. Round, I think that was 12 for him, round 13 or 12. Double Rallying, but this is actually a poor hand for Mancoos in return. He's got the Mangy Wolf. That's 10 Relentless damage plus 2. So he's just going to obviously play that, but the Rallying, you can't even play it, and even he did. It's just an extra 2 Mangy Wolf damage. So what's he going to do with this? He can destroy the Harvester, right? Because his 7 plus 2, 9... Wait a minute. Yeah. Farewell to the Harvester. And Baleful Witch, with only 2 attack, will need to Curse Presence this Great Wolf in order to destroy him. Infectious Blight on the Brave will not kill him this turn unless he gets Cluster Hexed. So is it... Oh, it's just a straight up Languid Unbind, I think is what's happening. He could Unbind Curse Presence here to kill both Great Wolves. Or he can Cluster Hex... He can just Cluster Hex. Okay, so all the units live, except for the Brave, right? Okay, and the poison went on to the Great Wolf. And this Great Wolf can be unbound next turn, so not good for Mancoos. He's going to have to... He almost has to rally this turn. He has a Vengeful Vader. He could Vengeful Vader rally. He needs to get idle damage done, or he's just going to lose the game. So if he Vengeful Vader's here, destroys this idol, this wolf destroys this idol, and he's just going to destroy the Baleful Witch, and that's pretty much it. Okay, he's going to spread the idol damage out a little bit. He's going to focus on these 2 idols down here. I think that's the complete right thing to do right now. He even gets a little ramp out of it with that Vengeful Vader. So he could have destroyed this idol here, but he purposely chose not to because he wants to have a 3rd idol that he has a chance to destroy. Unbind on that languided Great Wolf means that the other Great Wolf would die to Infectious Blight. Mancoos at 8 resources, unreachable at 8 resources. It's looking a lot closer than it did a few turns ago. Brainlace takes care of the remaining Vengeful Vader, and all Mancoos is left with is a Mangy Wolf. Kinfolk Veteran in hand takes out that Rot Eater if he wants to. Can even play a Mystic behind it. Or even a Mangy Wolf. Let's see what he chooses. Mangy Wolf does destroy an idol. You know, he's out at least 2 Great Wolves. Deck Recycle's a long way away. Saving the Mangy Wolf. And Light Bear on the bottom row. Cursed Presence says Mangy Wolf, goodbye. He will no longer be able to destroy that idol. Double Mangy Wolf. Gets rid of one of them. Quake in hand for Mancoos, not going to be too great. I wonder if the right move was to play the Mangy Wolf that turn instead of the Earthborn Mystic. Because, I mean, imagine if he did, that this would be a destroyed idol. He'd be very, very close. Like, if he draws a God Hand right now. I haven't seen a God Hand in his deck, come to think of it. But that could very well be it. Necrogeddon's not going to do too much when you've got 1 unit on the field. However, it is a Blight Bear. I have a Cluster Hex in hand, but the Brainlace, you can get some damage done. You can kill the Brave. I mean, it's definitely not a Necrogeddon turn this turn. He does get the Mire with a Dominion out, so that's a 4 or 5 unit for cost 2. Can't argue with that value at all. Question is, does he Harvester or Brainlace? Goes for the Harvester. Alright, Mancoos. The ball is in your court. All of your units are surviving. What do you draw? Kinfolk Veteran. I mean, I guess it all hinges on whether or not he runs God Hand. Well, whether he runs it or not, he doesn't draw it, so it doesn't matter. The Harvester is killable. I mean, every unit on the field here he can kill, but he can't kill them all. What I mean by that is he can say, oh, I want to kill this, so I will kill that, but I won't be able to kill these other things. So that's the decision he has to make. Looks like he's going to drop a Veteran. I would say you almost have to kill the Harvester if you're going to start killing units, because you probably won't have another chance to kill the Harvester anytime soon. Okay, going to go for the Mire. This means that he will not be killing the Harvester. I imagine he hits the Blight Bearer here then. He doesn't care if there's Kinfolk Veterans destroyed by melee attack. So if Unreachable moves out of this lane, he's got a 4-attack Fang Bear with Relentless, as long as a human's on the field. Corpse Theft, okay. Not really a good Corpse Theft target right now. He's got no Unbinds in hand. 9 resources. Festering Freak with an Illmire Rot Eater. Gonna block all these lanes as much as he can. And a Baleful Witch that hits nothing. Just a body blocker. Can't blame him. He knows God Hand exists. Not for Mancoos, though. Will it be a Kinfolk Jarl? Looks like it is. And I think he'll use the Brave to destroy the Festering Freak. Alright. Harvester's a 2 countdown. And there's no way to set him off just yet. Not for Unreachable. Double Corpse Theft. Oh. So do you Necrogeddon here? Do you Infested Husk Necrogeddon? You get 6 husks. You cannot... Oh, man. The Fangbear survives if you do that, and of course the Mangy Wolf, right? Because you go here, here, 3 in this row, just to destroy the Jarl. Fangbear survives. I mean, it clears the board, except for the Fangbear and the Mangy Wolf. But it makes your board more vulnerable at the same time, because all these husks are 2 health. Mancoos even has Quakes. I'm not sure if he kept 1 in hand, but... Fangbear would survive that Quake. He goes for the Necro. Okay, so he is going to destroy the Mangy Wolf. With the poison here... Okay, he's able to destroy everything because he can move this up. And, rather than destroying the Brave, because it's double poisoned, he blocks the center lane. That was good. That was a good Necro. It's about as good as you could do that Necro. Now, he does draw the Quake. He had a Quake before he got rid of it. He drew another Quake. It's not as good as it seems. You don't get the Fangbear's no longer buffed with his Relentless. It does clear all the husks off the board before he's able to put down any sort of Harvesters, Rot Eaters, anything like that. He's going to 9. He's going to Earth and Mirth the Fangbear. That'll destroy the bottom idol. Unreachable's left with a 2 health idol. And that's the risk of the Necrogeddon versus Growth. At this point in the game, at least. Now, Unreachable can... Oh, he's going to steal a Fangbear. It's my Fangbear, he says. I want that. Play a Miremare as well. Big beefy guy. Fangbear blocks the 2 health idol. And Mancoos has no way to kill it this turn. He can play every scroll in his hand. Does he play the Vader as well? He does. Alright, top decking. Deck has recycled for Mancoos. And I have not seen a God Hand in his deck. If there was, it went by very quickly. Wrecking into Rallying. Okay, what does Rallying get us? Well, he can destroy the Fangbear and get the Miremare to 1. And then lose his Veteran. This Rot Eater gets buffed to 5. Oh, the poison went on to the 1 health Vader. The best target would have been the Veteran for Mancoos. Oh, languid into the Corpse Theft, but he gets rid of the Corpse Theft. That's funny. without a Rumble, which I haven't seen from Mancoos either, it's gonna be tough. Earth and Mirth gonna have to be sacrificed here. And Kinfolk Jarl. Alright, he's gonna need that Relentless. It's the only way he's gonna pull this off, really. You're not gonna move the units, you have to plow through the units, and you're gonna have a limited amount of units yourself to do so. Type, type, type in your ears. I apologize. Mancoos dropping a Fangbear. More Relentless on the field, but look at all these units that are attacking. Mancoos is trying to bait these units down. A Cluster Hex here is devastating. Cluster Hex leaves everything but the Jarl destroyed. Cluster Hex Baleful Witch, actually. Does that kill everything? Yep, I believe it does. Farewell to Mancoos' board. Pop. And with a record of 1-1 in this best-of-3 matchup, it looks like Unreachable is going to advance on to the next round unless Mancoos can pull off some sort of miracle rumble play, or maybe populate the top of the board here. But it's highly unlikely he's going to get one of these two idols at this point in time. He can destroy 2 units this turn. Okay, yeah, go for the top. Populate the top. What else are you going to do? Do you even just play everything and do your 4 damage here? Maybe. Maybe you'll draw a God Hand. Okay, not going to do that. Gonna go for the units down here, the Pack Husk and the Miremare. Unreachable with 9 resources, sacking for scrolls. He can drop Seeker Husk. He's almost close to winning the game himself. Middle idol goes down here. Necrogeddon will not win the game because I don't think he runs Darklings. So even if he drew... Like, I don't think there's a Watcher or a Darkling, so just a Necro will not win the game for Unreachable. He'll have to damage a 3rd idol. At least to 9. Double Mangy Wolf? Is that what we see? Just a single Mangy Wolf. Nine resources. Opens with a curse onto the Vengeful Vader with the Brain Lice to destroy it, and look, Omen of Damnation. When an opponent creature comes into play, a random idol on that side is dealt 1 damage. Hey, remember when I said he needs to get an idol to 9? Well, it's about to happen. He may even get 2 idols to 9 if he's lucky. And it's not really that lucky to have that happen. He still has to draw the Necrogeddon, though. That's the important part here. One thing Mancoos should not do is play Keeper's Pledge. Because Necrogeddon would be devastating. He wouldn't even... Forget that he would need 9 health if Keeper's Pledge is played. But I don't think he's going to do that. Alright, there it is. Bottom idol, 9 health. Alright, same idle hit. And there's the Necrogeddon. Oh, he must have had it in hand. I missed that. Well, that means that he cannot win. It's going to take 4 husks to kill this row, and lanes only have 3. 3 spots. Alright. Easy enough to do some board clear here. Play a Harvester. And that's all you really need to do. There's a little bit of a spot up top, but it's going to be hard for Mancoos to do 9 damage in 1 turn with no unit off countdown. Keeper's Pledge, I'm sure, is going to go away. No, the double quake. So let's see. Well, in 2 turns, he would destroy everything but the Rot Eater if he goes full quake. And he says, alright, it's happening. Doesn't matter if this thing is poisoned, it's dead anyway. But, guess what? Necrogeddon, that's all you need to do. GG, unreachable, 2-1 over Mancoos. Good games, those are fun to watch. Oh, he doesn't even Necro for the win. He just triggers his Harvester. So there's multiple ways to win. Well done. Well done. Alright, we are going to get another caster in here, specifically a man by the name of Blanco, I think. Blanco or Blinkman. Not entirely positive. That'll be 1 second. I just want to make sure these brackets are updated. So what do we got here? Yes. Admins are all over it. Thank you to WBMC, Mr. Grumpy Turtle, Blinking Ramen. I think WBMC and Mr. Grumpy are doing the bulk of it. We'll go on to the next game here shortly. Yep, this is all updated already. Computer Eater 1 taken out by Nerp. Well, there's no shame there, my friend. There is no shame there. You did all you could. Updating the brackets here. Oh, Dialects took out Oslahun. That was probably a good game to watch. And that's already recorded on the brackets. You can find the brackets yourself by looking at the stream title. It is challenge.com/mcopen2. Alright, Monty goes on to play Dialects. Ramen got taken out by the old Gravekeeper. Alright, let's see what we got to watch here now. And we'll bring Blinky in. Well, we've got Nerp versus Bronal. That looks very enticing to me. Dialects versus Monty. Magpie Man. Na-na-na-na-nas. I think we gotta go with Nerf versus Bronal. Order versus Decay.
Hello.
Hello, Blinky Man.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me. We are going to watch Nerp versus Bronal. How do you feel about that?
Worried? I don't know. Excited? Creeps out?
Worried and excited. Cautious excitement from Blinky. Magpie Man. Looks like his opponent has DC'd. Na-na-na-nas. And if he has spent 15 minutes, I think he's going to have to forfeit. Alright, Nerp's match. You know, that's my ringtone.
Sorry, that always comes to my mind, sorry.
That's, you know me too, that's my ringtone. Every time somebody calls me, I get the mana. This is a 0-0 match. Nerp versus Bronal, by the way. This game is about to start. I'm going to try and get this Magpie Man situation sorted out. If you want to talk about the matchup, Blinky, please.
Yes, I'll just wait for this boss to go past my window. There we are. It's a big bus. Makes a lot of noise. Nerp is playing Temple Order. Bronol, I think, is playing something. I don't know what it could be. Any sort of decay. It could be human decay. It could be this late game weird control decay, or it could be undead. Either way, Temple Order I think is favoured, especially if it's running favoured. Hey, scores pump. Nerp has got a weak starting hand, so probably gonna mulligan that. But it all depends on what Bronol's got. So we'll have to wait for that.
All right. Makes sense to me. By the way, Magpie Man did end up playing Nananas, and Magpie Man won. So that's all sorted. It's old news, apparently. We're already on to mostly round 3 matches. There are a few round 2 matches left to go. After round 3, there is round 4, and that's the final round. And we'll have our 4 finalists. There are a lot of good players left in the brackets, and 2 of those are Nerp and Bronol. Unfortunately not.
If Bronol manages to beat Nerp, that'll be a huge upset, because everyone expects Nerp to manage to reach the final 8, so...
Right. I mean, Nerp...
It'll be quite exciting.
Yeah, I would say if people were to list the best scroll players of all time, you cannot ignore Nerp. He's consistently at the top of the rank ladder. Whenever he's in a tournament, he reaches near the end or the end. If there were betting on this match, if there were odds set up, Nerp would probably be favored. And it's nothing against Bronol. Bronol's a good player too. But Nerp is just incredibly solid. Even though Blinky likes to make fun of him when he misses lethals. His play overall is incredibly solid.
I might have been tempted to mention it there, but yes, you did it for me.
I really, it's hitting him, it's picking at him, because you can't ignore his results. You can't ignore his consistency. Nerp's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's alright.
All right, from Blinky. That's the seal of approval.
Close to that, yeah.
All right, match has begun finally. And as Blinky mentioned, this is a poor starting hand for Nerp. He'll have a turn 2 scout, but turn 1 is empty. And really, that's not too poor. It just means he doesn't have Aging Knight to drop, if he runs it.
Now, drawing that scout was probably the best card he could get. He could get it down turn 2 and sift for a 4-drop, which you can play turn 4, which is pretty good. So it's gone from a poor hand to quite a good one, actually.
And he gets rid of that second scout, sifts into potential guard, 2 different kinds of guards, vanguards or expedition guards.
I would go with the left expedition guard there.
We will find out. Oh, the left one was better than the right one, you think?
Yeah, definitely the left one.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, it was one of them. I can't tell if it's left or... Actually, it's a tier 3, so it's hard to say. Hey, in 33 matches, this guard has 24 wins for Nerp. It's quite a high percentage.
64 damage. That's quite a bit.
This expedition guard has, some years behind him.
Expedition Guard won't be as buffed up against Decay as it would be many other matchups, because Decay does have quite a few humans. Non-human creatures in Decay are normally like undead units like Rot Eater, Harvester, maybe a Mire if you're on the secret tech. Other than that, it's pretty much just all humans, so don't expect to see Expedition Guard get too huge in this game.
Well, on turn 4, Bronol can drop a Cursemonger or Blightbear. I'd say if you're going to hide away from Nerp, you play the Cursemonger. If you're going to go into his face, you play the Blightbear. Looks like he's going to hide away. Play the Cursemonger.
Yeah, Cursemonger is definitely better because you want to be able to curse things out and combine it with Brain Nice when you can. Also, Temple Order, some players run Spiky, as you can see Nerp does here, so range attack can just manage to burst through that. So Cursemonger kind of does 2 things for the Decay here.
Yeah, the Spearman, even though he gets the full benefit of his resources here, he plays the full curve, it's not going to do as much damage as, other 4-drops, and it's not really going to be that great defensively. I guess since he moves down here, it stops Bronol from moving up with the Ripper, but was he going to do that anyway? Not entirely sure he would. And there's another ranged unit on the field, the Oblivion Seeker.
If I were Nerp here, I would just move into the middle and start bashing in on that idol. You've got Bronol locked down on the bottom idol, so you can just let him stay there, whilst you can try and get Dominion as soon as possible and benefit off that.
I see Bronal with his French fans in the chat. Bronal, of course, French player from Scrolls France, that community. And Tajik has already advanced for those guys, so Bronal is going to try and bring 2 representatives of France into the finals, which would be a high percentage when you consider the entire Scrolls population.
Yep. Not many are French, that's for sure.
Yep. But the ones that do play, they're pretty consistent with their play and playing in tournaments and getting far. Nerp, of course, representing America. He tells me that whenever he plays Scrolls, he's draped in an American flag. Head to toe. He cuts a hole in the middle and wears it like a cape, sort of.
Did you say draped or draked?
Draped. Yeah, like a curtain.
Oh, draped. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you would drape something. Like a male duck or the hip-hop singer.
I'm sure he'd tell you.
Decimation in hand for Nerp. Does mean he can destroy the Oblivion Seeker, which is a win-lose there, mostly a lose. So I think you just want to drop some units down here. Skirmisher plus Infantryman looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy, just Duke Infantryman here to take out the Oblivion Seeker. And play War Skirmisher as well.
Oh, being told Brunel is actually Swiss, but he's in the French Spirit Guild, so...
Oh, right. Is that allowed?
I guess it is. I guess they allow it. I think it's reasonable. Gonna play a just the Infantryman so far. I'm sure the Skirmisher will come down.
Nerf just cocked up there by moving the.
Do you think that was
the mercenary left?
Do you think that was intentional though? Do you think he didn't want to give him the scrolls? Is that what he was thinking?
No, it was definitely a misplay because he sent me a message saying look out for that.
Oh well, then I'd say there's no doubt about it. A little mistake there.
It might not matter because Brennan probably going to just damning curse here, but.
There's the damage curse. Damage distributed to Bronal's units. Saying goodbye to Oblivion Seeker. Draws a couple scrolls.
You should sack resources here and play a Watcher.
Would you use the Watcher
more defense
as a blocker?
Just stick up in front of a Black Bear.
Gonna let the Ripper take a blow as well. Into the Spearman. Can't kill the Watcher without using a Decimation or a Focus, and he still has to sacrifice. Keeps the Decimation. Infantryman means he can kill the Watcher with just playing a unit. But Bronal has a couple attacking units next turn.
This is pretty rough for Nerp, actually. You know what to play with Vanguard this turn, but there's not really many good places to play it. You need to protect the Skirmisher as well. So I think you just have to play with Vanguard in front of a Skirmisher and pass.
Do you damage the Watcher or do some idle damage?
I think you damage the Watcher, because you need to try and get through it next turn.
Yeah, you've got a Relentless unit attacking near the front, so likely to be worth it in the end.
This is going to be an excellent turn for Bronal. He can curse for Skirmisher and then play Brainlice on it. He can hit the Vanguard with a Blight Bearer to bring it down to 2 so he can Soul Steal it next turn. And he can develop a Borer playing another Rot Eater.
There goes Brainlice on the Skirmisher. Farewell, sir. Here comes the Rot Eater, and Soul Steal is prepped for that Vanguard. Oh, he hasn't sacrificed yet. There he goes. So confident was he of that Brainlice that he did it right away. Hard to imagine a better play. No way for Nerp to trigger that Vanguard. Been hanging on to that Decimation for quite a while. Might be time to get rid of it in favor of some more units.
It would have been quite good last turn if he it would have been good this turn if his Skirmisher lived, because that would equal 3 damage and might be able to take out a unit in process. But at the moment it's not going to do much, and he just needs stuff. So I don't think the Decimation will be doing too much for him in the near future.
Well, he takes out the Watcher with the Infantryman this turn, drops... Ooh, no, he goes for the Blight Bear, takes it to 1. Okay. I was expecting the Watcher to be destroyed there. Why do you think he went for the Blight Bear to 1?
I think just because he doesn't want it to be able to stand a chance of dealing damage.
Yeah, next time...
Obviously, it will kill itself when it attacks. You can kill the Watcher next turn, it's not going to do anything to you. Yeah. As it happens, I probably would have killed the Watcher, but there you go.
Necrogeddon, Watcher does get a couple bits of idle damage done, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that Proud Merc is poisoned and almost every unit is destroyed.
I have a rule in Decay against Temple Order, and that as soon as Decay gets a Necrogeddon in, 90% of the time they're going to win, so I think Bronor's now a happy favourite.
Blinky's thumb rule in the matchup, Tempo Order versus Decay. Necrogeddon equals win. Let's see if he's right this time. Certainly in a great position after that.
Bronor's next target will be to try and get Dominion so he can make Mire Mare huge. It's probably going to take him a few turns to be able to do that. Maybe another Necrogeddon will allow him to activate Dominion.
Well, he can soul steal the 2 health Merc, which he does. Mire Shambler, second row in the middle, and he's got a Seeker left to play.
I think I would have preferred to sack the scrolls there. I mean, the Mercenary was going to die to poison anyway. I'm sure he would get an extra turn of buff out of it, but I think you just want to get a bit more card advantage at that stage.
Yeah, there's no Relentless on the field right now for Nurp. There's about to be, but even units like Mire Shambler, those are significant, because if you attack into it, it takes a whole unit's attack. There's no... it's a blocker, really. It's the value of Soul Steal, and there's no Relentless is great. But there is a Skirmisher on the field now. Fortunately, he can only play 1 scroll this turn. That Damning Curse is actually 5 cost, because he played 1 already. It's just showing us 4. So it's Cursemonger or Lifestealer. I don't think he would Damning Curse anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you Damning Curse this turn. I mean, sure, the Skirmisher is a threat, but you can just play around it by separating it as he does. And if you play Damning Curse, you lose your Watcher and your Mire Shambler, which you don't really want to do. So just playing with Lifestealer is the best play here.
Nurp, without a sacrifice just yet, debating on whether he wants to go to 6. And what he wants to get rid of to go to 6. Or if he just needs to sacrifice for scrolls here. At 6, there's not really... I don't see... Unless he's going to use his Roasted Bean Potion on a Skirmisher. Okay, he is. So that means Spearman Aging Knight follow-up, I imagine. No Decimation, unless it's on the Watcher.
I think he might try and get greedy and wait for the Mire Shambler to be in line with a Watcher before he decimates. There's a pretty strong chance of that happening.
Alright, only 1 idle damage there for Nurp. 2 resources behind Ronal. And an Unbind in hand, nothing enchanted at the moment. Which Doctor?
This is actually a tough turn. So, as I say, this is a tough turn because you want to get an attack in with a few things here, but there's no good attacks. The option might be to Damning Curse for Ducal Spearman, then the Husk can take out the Ducal Infantryman. That doesn't leave you much else to do. So, I don't know what he's going to do this turn.
Do you play the Rot Eater before you Damning Curse to get the Mire Shambler buff and move down? Oh, not going to happen. Going to go for the Witch Doctor. No Damning Curse.
Well, it would have depended where you play this. But I don't think he would.
Hasn't sacrificed yet. Can drop that Rot Eater now.
Yeah. I like this play the most. Playing more beefy units, because if you play with Damning Curse, there's not much else you can do, but that's semi-decent.
See where the Shambler goes. Up, back and to the right. Back into the left would have been a little bit better, as Kevin Costner would agree. Here's a reference for you.
A reference I don't get.
Decimation good away here, you think?
I hope so. He'd be tempted to play Decimation on the middle idol so we can get to Barot Eater.
Yeah, there it finally goes. Gets a Pother now. That'll be useful with Witch Doctor on the field.
Yeah, you can take out the Witch Doctor here if he pothers and plays Proud Mercenary. Although I think I prefer killing Lifestealer here.
The Lifestealer is attacking and it can destroy anything in Nerp's front row. And he'll be left with a Husk, but we may just have to deal with it. Can hang on to that Pother for a better turn. And drop an Aging Knight. Electing to put the Aging Knight in front instead of the Spearman because, well, its base countdown will be 2 after this. Nine resources for Bronal.
Okay, here you sack the Harvester because you don't want to sack Damn Curse because you want to kill the Skirmisher. And you don't want to sack the Cursemonger because you need the Guaranteed Human to be playing in front of the Witch Doctor. So, although it's tempting to keep hold of Harvester, I think you sack it here.
Let's see if he agrees.
Probably not. But we'll see.
It's hard to hang on to a Damning Curse when all the opponent's units are 4 cost or less. Like, you're like, do I really want to play the Damning Curse and get all that damage? Well, he's just going to play it right away. Farewell. And before he drops the Cursemonger, it looks like the Harvester is not coming. And he hasn't sacrificed yet.
No, I prefer sacking first always, especially for cards, obviously. We'll give you more options.
There goes the Harvester. Yeah, it wouldn't have changed much, I think, there.
He should now move that Husk forward 1, because now this allows the Pother to come through and actually do something. Nerp's now able to Pother the Cursemonger, and the Witch Doctor and Barot Eater are now made vulnerable. Or if you move that Husk forward 1, then the Pother wouldn't be so good. You'd have to bend Pother the Witch Doctor and try and get through a few more units.
Opening with the Pother on the Cursemonger, the Witch Doctor is exposed. And it looks like just a follow-up Skirmisher. And you can actually use that Spearman to damage the Cursemonger if you'd like. Looks like you will.
There might have been a way there to Pother up the Spearman and get that to attack the middle lane. Which would have been quite fun.
Bronal's board is not going to be too great after this. His Witch Doctor is gone, his Cursemonger's going to be damaged, Husk is gone, he'll have a big giant Rot Eater, but compared to Nerp, not looking too good. Hand isn't amazing either. He can drop a couple units down here. Darkling goes away. Another Witch Doctor helps out a lot.
No, he's doing fine. He's on 9 resources, so he can do 2 or 3 things a turn. Like here, he can Soul Steal the Aging Knight. His Rot Eater can attack through and kill the other Aging Knight, or maybe just Soul Steal and kill the Duke and Richmond here. It can also drop the Witch Doctor.
I'd say Witch Doctor is a good goal to go for here, but I mean, a lot of Nerp's boards attacking next turn, whatever survives, and 2 scrolls in hand. A Skirmisher in the back.
Use the Witch Doctor as defense. Here I would move the Husk down, attack the Soul Steal the non-attacking Aging Knight. Then the Rot Eater comes through and takes out Duke and Fuchima. And then you move Cursemonger back and play Witch Doctor as a way to defending it. Maybe use the if you get a lucky Mind Sham as well, you can use that. So I'd Soul Steal first and see what happens.
Rot Eater moving up.
This is something I definitely would not do.
Alright, there goes the Aging Knight. Going to take out the Ducal Spearman with that Aging Knight, and Witch Doctor to spawn a Husk from the Curse Monger. A little bit different than what Blinky wanted to do. Nerp has a lot of options here. There's no countdown reduction. So what units are attacking are attacking. Heaven Sacrifice has a pother.
I mean, here he's just given up the Cursemonger, which is terrible for him.
And the Roasted Bean Potion for the Skirmisher. If he goes to 5, he can drop an Expedition Guard and start top decking.
I quite like sacking for resources here. I'm playing Roasted Bean Potion and Expedition Guard.
Mm-hmm.
You can pretty much wipe his board. You'll be left with a big Rot Eater, but you'll probably be able to get through there. And you just got a massive board. Preventing Bronor from Necrogeddon here should be Nerp's priority, so removing as many creatures as possible would be best for him.
He'll be doing exactly that. If he plays the Guard, he can choose to protect the Mercenary from the 3 attack of the Husk. A little bit different here. Shambler and Husk going down, Cursemonger going down, just the Rot Eater will survive. And there's that Necrogeddon.
There's that Necrogeddon.
Alright, just enough to play the Oblivion Seeker Blightbearer.
I think Oblivion Seeker Rot Eater is probably better here.
You don't like the Blightbearer when your opponent has lots of units on the board? I would say that the Blightbearer would be a better comeback than the Rot Eater, right?
I just don't like the Blightbearer being where it is at the moment.
Favorite in hand for Nerp. Not going to do too much. He's already sacrificed. And he has a Scout. So that was a really bad top deck there. Did not work out for him. He can play the Scout, he can Sift, but he can't draw whatever the Sift is. And the favorite is just going to be extra health. Do you play the favorite here? Just, I can't imagine why you would. I guess to protect the Aging Knight from Soulsteel, and then maybe later on down the line to get 5 attack. That'll never happen.
It's tempting, but I think you just leave it. And you put Decimation on top here, I think.
Alright, we'll find out what he chose next turn. And yeah, really, that's not what Nerp wanted. Nerp's in a good spot, but not an incredible one. And a turn like that doesn't help at all.
Actually, no, you don't put Decimation on top. You put something else on top, and then you just sack that next turn and play Favoured for next turn. Okay, this should be an excellent turn for I'll just drop 2 Harvesters and a Rot Eater, or maybe a Pack Husk. Now to stand a chances to get Harvesters in the field and get them attacking.
Yeah, gets rid of the Darkling to do that. Let's see if he chooses Pack Husk or Harvester. 1 Harvester and 2 Harvester. Well, Nerp can destroy the Blightbearer here and kill the Ilmire Rot Eater that has 8 attack. Gets rid of the Favored. So in order to kill
this
this...
should be a pretty easy kill for the... Sorry, this should be a pretty easy kill for him to kill the Blightbearer, because it also kills the Giant Rot Eater.
Yeah, it's a shame to waste that 7 attack on the Expedition Guard, but...
Well, I think you're achieving bigger things, aren't you?
Yeah, it's worth it in the end. I like how Nerp is using sort of like a tempo order, but he's around 16. He's going toe-to-toe against a late-game Decay player. I like the way
I think Nerp should have actually killed the top idol there by playing Proud Mercenary next to the Ducal Skirmisher and the other Proud Mercenary. That would allow him to activate Dominion, so if he top decks another Favoured, that would just be huge.
Yeah, there are only 7 scrolls left in the library. We're going to see a deck cycle here. Before this game is over, I'm sure. Actually, I'm not sure. The idle damage on Bronol's side is pretty significant.
Dronal misplayed with his positioning last turn. He put that harvest on the very front, so now he can't move it up and protect it at the same time.
Yeah, possibly playing against a Pother with that position. It's classic anti-Pother positioning, but it does have the downside of exactly what you said.
I don't really think you can afford to play around Pother right now. You just need to move things and hope.
And this is going to be huge for Nerp. See what he draws. He's got one haste. Hurts to get rid of the Vanguard here. Does it though? Another Loris, okay. Well, Dominion is definitely possible here.
Now, Nerp is forced to kill a creature here, so the harvest is going to be on 1 countdown. I've completely forgotten what Brendan's got in his hand. I think he might have a Soul Steal, or I might be making that up. But if he does, then the harvesters will be attacking next turn, and fun things could be happening. And he's so I think here, you might just be forced to kill one of the harvesters.
Yeah, and he's only able to kill one of them. Cannot kill both. And he has to use the haste to do it, which means he can't destroy the Rot Eater as well. Tough choice here.
You can kill the other Pack Husk as well, and activate Dominion.
Nerp definitely taking his time on this turn. He's got 20 seconds left, but of all the turns, this is probably the trickiest one so far for him, I'd say.
I think you just play stuff and don't get carried away.
Well, he didn't get the attack on the Scout to get Dominion, unless he... I think he ran out of time there. I think
this is alright, he managed to destroy one harvester at least.
I think he meant to get that idol down as well, he just ran out of time. It's a tough turn. That's one where you can replay it and look at it and play it 10 different ways until you figure out exactly the most optimal way to do it. Not that Nerp's way was bad. In fact, it was actually really good, but...
Okay, here I think you sacrifice for Lifestealer for scrolls. I think you need the Witch Doctor and Ripper just to keep yourself alive. You might be tempted actually there to make the Harvester attack the 8 health idol and activate Dominion and make Mire a 4-5, which would have been quite good next turn.
Yeah, that middle row, not looking too permanent.
I don't like him playing stuff about sacrificing for scrolls.
He's doing that a lot. I think he gets very confident in a play that he sees and goes from there. Seems to be Bronal's style.
Again, that Harvester really didn't help. That Harvester that was on the bottom front, because then he had to protect with a Mire on the bottom front, which meant he couldn't move it up this turn, prevented it being attacked, so he's got a wasted Mire attack here.
Well, 2 scrolls for Nerp. Hangs onto the Spearman, bites the guard, and has a decimation now.
That decimation is not getting sacked ever.
And with the Reloris on the field, it's not just the decimation effect, it's also increase the attack of all your units. So it's very good decimation right now.
Yeah, I might just move Reloris right here and then play decimation on the middle row.
I mean, you can kill 2 idols very... Yep.
Yeah. Activate Resonance to buff up the skirmisher's attack. Take out the top idol, you can take out the second idol, and you just need to try and find the other 2 decimations to take out the middle idol. Simple.
Well, it is
and because he's Nerp, he's probably going to find them straight away.
It is a nearly fresh deck cycle. There are 40 scrolls left. This is 1 out of 3 decimations. There it is. Only damages his own mercenary once. Top idol is destroyed. And the middle idol is, or the second idol is destroyed. Just a Spearman here as a follow-up. Hopefully he doesn't accidentally drop a Reloris. There we go. And we know there are favorites in Nerf's deck.
So I think here you sacrifice for Black Bear because you're going to want to play Soul Steal and Brain Loss. He's again not sacrificing the scrolls. This is starting to get quite poor.
Blinky's getting mad. You're angering Blinky by not sacrificing.
I'm being polite in my anger as well.
It's British anger. You're wrestling him. You're wrestling Blinky. Brainless Unbind says goodbye, Rillaris. And Bronal has quite a board, but as Blinky mentioned earlier, 2 decimations from loss. No Dominion for poor Myrmir.
That middle idol's currently effectively got 13 health.
Well, a favored.
And there's 5 of there's 5 of it.
-5. He's got 2 relentless units he can move down this turn. And with a Reloris and an infantryman, there's lots of plus damage here. But the question is, can his Ducal Skirmisher survive?
So and I think here you move the Ducal Infantryman right, behind it to protect it, keep the other skirmish on the top, and then just play Reloris and Ducal Infantryman to protect the Spearman and the other Ducal Infantryman.
Well, that Reloris stands to be destroyed. Oh, there's Necrogeddon. Well,
don't know if you can afford to play it.
I think after you Necrogeddon, you lose to Skirmisher favored. Not that he knows he has a favored.
If he draws a Watcher, I might be tempted to go for it. But I think he's running Unbind instead of Watcher, which I don't agree with, but there you go. And I think you sacrifice Blightbearer here. If you get double Witch Doctor down, that's going to be massive for Brenal, because Nerf will struggle to take out both. Don't like sacrificing Ripper, you want a cheap human to put in front.
Yeah, it could have been a little husk there. I think it was either that or go to 10 and play Witch Doctor Blightbearer, but then you're nearly top-decking off your Necrogeddon.
So I actually think this might be game. What he needs to do here is... Oh, virtually impossible. He's going to put the Witch Doctor in front of the other Witch Doctor and play a Languid here.
Onto the Skirmisher, right? Nope.
Oh, heck. That's... I don't think that's going to benefit. That's just... I think you're going to win if you keep going with this. This is also letting him in. Oh, God.
Favorite decimation...
What's that? 4, 3, 3, 1.
3, that's 8.
That's 11 damage.
1, that's
so,
9.
Yeah, that's exactly
lethal. Well, that's more than... I mean, you do 7 plus 5, you do 12.
It's exactly lethal. Well, okay, one over lethal.
Oh,
the Hut's probably going to miss it. Well, Witch Doctor will be on 4, then it'll be...
Okay,
3,
right, the
Husk.
Husk.
It'll be 3 from the Dying Witch Doctor.
Gotcha, yeah.
So that's 4, 3, 3, which is 10. Then it'll be 1 health idol, so he needs to find 11 damage, which favoured on the Skirmisher will have. Nimbus doing math now, and he's going to miss it. And if he does, I will berate him for the rest of his life.
Blinky's a mean bloke sometimes.
I can be. I can also be very loving.
So that's 11. You got to remember the Husk. The Rot Eater goes up in health as well. Works out to exactly favored. I think Blinky is right there. I mean, exactly lethal from favored.
It's 1 over. You can do 12 damage. You only needed 11.
I think he sees it.
Hooray! He didn't miss lethal.
And it's actually a lot more than favored because, or a lot more than lethal because the Husk doesn't come into effect when you position like that. Ignore the Husks, just count the Rot Eater damage, and that was 4 damage where I needed 1.
If he played Languid there, he would have survived.
No, it was.
I think
he did 4 damage, and there was 1 health on the idol. He would have lost.
What was that?
He would have lost.
He would have lost.
Well done to Derp. Good job. 1-0 over Bruno.
If you played Languid, he would have found another Languid. And he would have
Oh, that's how it worked. I see.
Yeah. Well, if he sat for scrolls, he could have found Languid, and then he could have drawn into something like a Damning Curse. So, not sacrificing for scrolls first was not good.
I don't know, Blake. I'm just going to come out and say I think Nerp saw a better lethal than you saw there. I'm just going to have to point that out.
Yeah, I know he did.
All right. I'm going to update the score. Here we go. Both of these players probably, when it comes down to it, are the caliber for the finals of MINECON. But only one can advance, and right now Nerp is 1 ahead in this best of 3. You can follow along the brackets by looking at the link in the stream title, or maybe somebody can be nice and link in the chat as well. It is challenge.com/mcopen2. This game is about to begin. We are in round 3. Nerp 1, 2, 3 versus Pronal. Game point for Nerp.
That hand is disgusting.
Look at that aging knight. Ooh, magnetizer. Bronal favors this magnetizer. What do you think about that? With a stirring effigy, it's important to know.
I don't like magnetizer no matter what you do. No matter how many buffs you're running or whatever, no, it's just not good.
It's tough to get working. Also, 2 health, very fragile against energy here, which Nerp is playing. I saw Potency Burst. Don't know if he runs Sparks or not. Gonna play that Stirring Effigy. This will be funny if it gets working. I want to see Stirring Effigy go crazy here. And it looks like Nerp's gonna run straight up automatons here.
Well, I think with double Potency Burst, he's going to struggle.
So here's where the funniness can begin. Although, well, you wouldn't do it. He could haste the Aging Knight here and destroy the canister automaton, killing his own Aging Knight. So maybe, if he was running a magnetizer, it's better just to play him. Yeah, gets rid of the haste. I'm excited for this match, Blinky, because I know what Bronal's trying to do here, and I want to see it work. Yes, very much so.
Krona's pretty much already lost.
Also keep in mind, magnetizer is a ranged attack. It's not going to matter for the canister automaton's effect. Potency Burst here can take care of the magnetizer, however. It's either that or Automata Forge. Come on, Magnetizer, you can do it. Don't get Potency Burst. Just dodge it when it comes at you.
I think he might just play the Forge here and move up. At least that's what I would do.
Well, if he does do that, a focus on the Magnetizer with Stirring Effigy positioning could kill the Forge, but then he's got this canister automaton to deal with. I'm going to play it in the bottom. Same deal. Now here is where Bronal wants to sacrifice before he makes his move. I'm sure he'll do it here. If he gets rid of the RBP, he can use the focus on the Magnetizer to kill the Forge, but he's not going to do that unless he has a good follow-up, and it has to be a big beefy unit. He only has 2 costs left. Okay, this is probably not going to work out too well. Pother does increase the attack of Magnetizer. Blinky, I'm focusing everything on this Magnetizer.
You are, aren't you?
Yes, I want...
Aging Night Roasted Bean Potion might be a better play, I don't know.
Well, I don't see how that benefits the Magnetizer. Alright.
Well, this hardly does anything, does it?
Well, the Magnetizer didn't get the Stirring Effigy buff, but he doesn't care. Canister Automaton goes to 2 attack.
I suppose you stop the canister automaton from attacking.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. 4 resources for Nerp means he can just drop a canister auto here or Potency Burst. And that is not the best Potency Burst. It takes up your entire turn and only kills a 2 health unit.
I think you just play another canister automaton.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty safe. And Skirmisher this turn, bumping up the countdown of the Automata Forge.
He's just got to decide what he can do with Magnetizer here, and I think you just let it die.
Oh, he's going to let the Aging Knight die.
Prioritizing the Aging Knight over it. Okay.
2 turns away from Thunder Surge, which can be very potent. Alright, and yeah, damaging Destroying Effigy here means Thunder Surge is more potent than if you were just to destroy the Aging Knight. Break up the units and not be able to kill a Destroying Effigy. I think I like that better. Vanguard here is going to connect everything. See how it positions against Thunder Surge, knowing it's 6 resources next turn. There you go, splitting it up. Thunder Surge not so nice anymore. Don't think you can hang on to the power trip here. Gonna go for the Thunder Surge, alright. Stirring Effigies deleted. Grounds of the Fallen, very nice against energy. 1 magic resistance for everything. Magnetizer goes to 1 Blanky, and that's pretty much all that happens. I guess he destroys the Cannon Automaton, or the Canister Automaton, and then loses his Skirmisher if he wants to.
I think you just play the Skirmisher.
I think you're right. Skirmisher just goes down. Although, if he wants to group his units together...
well,
top decking, though.
Nope is top decking, which is why I think just Skirmisher here is the best play.
Alright. He still will separate just a little bit, in case a Thunder Surge is drawn by Nerp. Power Trip, not a very good draw. Well, just Sudden Eruption. 2 out of 4 units.
Hit for Magnetizer with Vanguard, that'd be pretty good.
And it's a lot of dice rolls.
Oh, 1 and 2.
He could wind up and pump it the same turn to kill the Vanguard. Looks like that's what he's doing.
It's the less fun play. He needs to live on the edge more.
Now Grounds would actually benefit him quite a lot with that Sudden Eruption in hand.
If only he was on 6. See, it's interesting. Last turn he didn't play it around Thunder Surge,
and now
he did play around Thunder Surge. This time he doesn't. So it would have made more sense to not play around it last turn because he left the Vanguard open. So it seems to be the wrong way around, really.
Takes the full damage from the Sudden Eruption as well. If you run Grounds of the Fallen, you gotta play it to get the benefit from it.
If only Bronol was running the Caravans of the Expanse secret tech, then he could play Caravans and Favoured in the same turn.
There's the Grounds. Possibly a turn too late, but still quite effective at this point in time. Burn can destroy every unit on the field still, even with Grounds the Fallen. Yeah, it felt like Grounds just came at 1 or 2 turns late there.
Nerp just valued killing a Magnetizer over a Skirmisher.
I told you.
I think I need to lie down.
I told you that Magnetizer.
It's rubbish! Don't know what it's doing.
And yeah, that was a great value for Bronal. Even though that Magnetizer died like that, it sucked up a burn, so I think he's happy about that.
Exactly, he's got a Skirmisher there. I mean, look what you could do this turn, you can do stuff.
Well,
Nerp deserves to get punished.
Double Decimation for Bronal. No countdown reduction, though, for that Skirmisher. So just gonna Vanguard it up. Thunder Surge vulnerability here. Battle Lance with the Copper Auto. Well, still has Battle Dance with a Copper Auto and an Ekbaton this time. I think it's okay to play the Ekbaton here. Brunel's going to be dropping a lot of spells. There's the Echo. Hangs on to the Copper. When you got that Battle Dance, that's always a nice combo to have. Alright, still no countdown direction for Brunel. Just going to go pure creatures. That Ekbaton will not get buffed, and a little bit of idle damage is done. This is the third Battle Dance.
He is almost activated Dominion.
He's almost there. Double Copper Automaton Battle Dance. So it sounds a lot more exciting than it actually accomplishes, but in the future it could do something. Just dropping a Forge might be good enough here and pumping it up.
Nope could activate Dominion. I don't know if that would mean anything for him, but could just to show off.
Could get Energy Dominion.
The best sort of Dominion. Does anything in energy actually have Dominion?
No, they are pillage only. It's growth and energy that go pillage. Dominion is order and decay. But I mean, you still establish Dominion.
Not good enough, is it?
Yeah.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
It needs more Dominion.
But technically, if you are energy and you destroy an idol, you have Dominion, but you probably have no scrolls that benefit from it.
Perhaps.
And he did just drop the Forge there with a little pump. Blast Auto goes up, and this wind-up stays in the exact middle. It's got 5 countdown on it.
We take out 2 idols here. Drawing a Rosa Beam Potion here would be pretty darn good.
Is that Searing Effigy? Well, speaking of Dominion, it's going to be hard for Brunel to avoid getting Dominion this turn.
Yeah, here I think you just play a Skirmisher in the very middle of that Wing Shield and move the other Skirmisher up.
Well, using
and actually, I would have brought those two. I would have brought those 2 Skirmishers down. You want to threaten that middle idol as much as possible, and you can have so much damage with a Decimation of Focus.
I think he's afraid of the wind-up auto there. Although now...
Oh, what wind-up auto? Yeah, it's strong. It will cost him 3 resources to be able to take out something. Which means he can't do much else for it to win.
Well, with double Copper Battle Dance, 1 Skirmisher survives up top.
And I really don't have a foggiest clue what that Skirmisher is doing with bottom idol.
Yeah,
bottom lane, sorry.
He'll need an RBP to get close to useful. I think it'll be the double Copper Battle Dance. That's 6 costs. That's it. If he does it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You can take out the Wing Shield if you have a Skirmisher. You can take out a Skirmisher on top.
Copper number 1. Okay, you're gonna do a little bit differently. He's gonna destroy the bottom Skirmisher, and I guess he'll let the top one live.
He doesn't want to Battle Dance and link it up with that wind-up automaton.
Right, yeah, you don't want to accidentally hit that. Nope, he hit
Although
it.
I don't think you have a choice.
And it's only -1 damage anyway. How relevant will that be? Remains to be seen. Farewell to bottom Skirmisher. And, let's see here. Potential win here. 8 incoming relentless damage. With a Focus and Decimation and Reloris. So it takes you to 11.
That's 5 damage in hand. It needs to get through 16. So 5 at 8 is 13, so it's 3 damage off at the moment. Actually, ooh, no, you can't do that. I was just thinking maybe you just keep everything, play Reloris and Focus, and boom, and play Decimation next.
And follow it up with Decimation. Yeah, it's not quite enough. In fact, gets rid of the Reloris. Grounds of the Fallen is already in effect. And draws another Reloris. So yeah, 10, 13, -6. It's going to be 7, 3 damage off. Decimation won't finish it off.
You can still, I think you still go for it, just to go for that play. And set it up for drawing another decimation, because you're not doing much else. So I think you should have just gone for it there.
It's going to wipe out the top lane, which is 1 less damage to the idol.
Yeah, this way you're giving the extra energy and still got that blast auto on the field, which is pretty threatening.
And if he were to move down, and if his fear is this wind-up automaton here, the wind-up has 2 targets now. It's either the bottom skirmisher or one of the top skirmishers, if he were to move down. So either way he moved that wind-up, it would have been bad for him.
He might fall into the Thunder Surge trap here. You can't Thunder Surge this turn because of magic armor.
Yep. Grounds of the Fallen is in effect. Not going to do it. Wow, okay, 10 health on the top lane, that's it. But none of the units are off cooldown. And he has no countdown reduction. Might want to pop up Grounds again. See what he draws. Yeah.
Oh, you definitely play Grounds of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm. This is his 3rd one. Does Nerp have a 2nd decimation coming?
Do you mean Bronal?
I'm sorry, Bronal, yes, Order player.
I haven't been paying attention to that.
I haven't either, but I don't remember 2 being sacrificed. Double Thunder Surge and with Grounds of the Fallen is a little less desirable.
Well, you pump the wind-up auto here, and you can take out Relos, and you just play Ekamaton, I guess. He's unfortunate he hasn't got a Scout Automaton on the field, because he's going to be able to take out the Skirmisher with Wind-up auto in his hand.
And if Bronal draws the right amount of countdown reduction here, could easily have lethal a number of ways. He's got a Vanguard close to popping, he's got 2 Skirmishers that are going to be attacking, with a 3rd with another sort of countdown reduction. Big turn here coming up for Bronal.
Well, the question is, where does he play the Ekamaton? Does he play it on the middle idol? Does he play it on the 2nd idol with the...
Well,
yes, he's moved the cannon down.
The middle idol had the least amount of health. Now it's the 2nd idol. Wait, no. 8, 9, 17. Yeah, now the 2nd idol has the least amount. Oh, flip.
They both got 13 damage.
Flip decimation, GG. That's it. Farewell to Ekamaton.
Flip. Cool, yeah, that's lethal.
There's probably 3 different ways to do this.
He'll probably miss it. Yeah, he's missed it.
No.
He's going to flip for blast and set up for decimation next turn. Yes, he is.
Oh no.
Still a missed lethal. Fail. And Bronal, isn't he in French Spirit? So he will be on his own YouTube channel watching top 5 scrolls fails.
Well, either way, Bronal has it. There's almost nothing Nerp can do to stop this round. In fact, there is nothing.
Nerp could plating Essence Feast. Or plating Faith Blessing.
Ooh, let's see if he runs. Oh, it doesn't have it. Doesn't have it. Stone Enigma, too little, too late. Nerp doesn't know that, of course, Bronal has a decimation in hand, so he's going to play as if he doesn't. If you're wondering why he doesn't just surrender, it's because there's no reason to, with his knowledge.
Well, you just got to carry on hope, haven't you?
Yep. And this will put Bronal 1-1 against Nerp. Tie it up. Set it to game point. Well done, Bronal.
Things are getting tense. I can't handle it.
This is pretty tense. This is a good set of games here between these 2 players. Just want to check
They're
and
both
make sure.
going with Decay, so this should be a really good game. Decay versus Decay, especially these sorts of Decay, because I think Nerp's playing the similar sort of variant of just good solid humans and creatures and removal. Nothing too fancy.
Dialects advances over Monty. Looks like that's not reported yet. So there you go. Dialects over Monty. 2-0. Dialects advances on to round 4, which is the final round. His opponent will be the winner of Frankeny King Bob.
We've got Dialects. Magman Dialects and Alverk are into round 4 at the moment, aren't they?
They are indeed. I'm going to jump into the game here as I'm just going to try and get this last minute adminning down. Looks like we're all caught up, and here we go. Bronal versus Nerp, 35 seconds, Decay versus Decay.
Bronal's got a pretty good hand for this sort of matchup. Just going to...
Oh, you're turning into a robot a little bit there.
My roboting again.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good now.
Oh, I was saying so many good things as well, which I just can't repeat.
They're lost forever into the ether. But I am going to give you some more time because I'm going to step away briefly, about a minute or two, and I'm just going to leave the game running, and feel free to commentate. Do you mind that, Blinky?
Okay. What I was saying was, so Bronal's got a good hand, and Decay versus Decay. Turn on Ripper into turn 2 Watcher or Languid isn't bad. Only get a Harvester. Maybe you'll draw into a 4 and 5 drop later on, so he's got a solid curve, which is really what you want in this sort of matchup as well, just be able to apply pressure. And he outspeak Dominion earlier as well, so his Mine Mares will go off. And he mulligans, which was silly. He might just not be. He obviously doesn't know he's facing Decay, so maybe that's why he did it. But that hand was excellent either way, so I would have kept that. Anyway, Nerp is going for the solid curve here. Mine Mare into a 3 drop into. My Mare will get Soul Steeled, which is unfortunate, but I still think you play it. He doesn't! Oh, you crafty bastard. Harvester as a turn 3 drop is not really what he wants, because it's not going to do anything for a few turns. And it really just doesn't help. Your opponent will be moving down trying to threaten it. He has got a 3 countdown unit, so it's not that bad, I guess. But so you still play it. You don't Brain Lice for Packless, because that's so Harvester, Cursemonger next turn. Maybe Mine Mare, Brain Lice. Turn 5 is pretty good. I preferred a Blight Bearer there. Just developing the board is much better than just Brain Licing the Harvester. You can Brain Lice in a few turns. And there will probably be better targets from the Harvester. In Decay vs Decay, you just want to get as many good creatures on the board as possible, and you play removal.
Right, I'm back. Thanks a lot, Blinky.
That's okay.
Round 5 already. Looks like Nerp has a Sacrificial Harvester out front. And jump a Cursemonger in back. With the Cursemonger already attacking.
Nope really wants to top deck a Brain Lice next turn so we can double Brain Lice for Lifestealer and curse it to take it out.
Well, Bronal is going to top deck whatever he top decks because he's going to 6 and dropping that Witch Doctor.
It's a very strong board for Bronal now.
After this Harvester dies, he'll draw a scroll from that Brain Lice, so actually it's not entirely top decking.
Now, that may seem like wasted damage, but it does give him the extra card next turn, which gives him more advantage, well, gives him more options the following turn. Also allows him to keep the Lifestealer protected on the same lane as the Cursemonger. So, may waste 2 damage, which you could have put on the Idols, but you do achieve bigger things, I think, by taking out the Harvester there.
Mire is just not going to cut it just yet. And yeah, a couple turns for that Witch Doctor to be erased in the meantime, Lifestealer claims a Cursemonger. What do you think about damning cursing the other Cursemonger right now?
I think I would have preferred just playing a Cursemonger that turn, and then looking to playing Damning Curse and Harvester the next turn. It just uses your hand a lot better. Because next turn you probably only be able to play one thing, whereas this way you would have got a Cursemonger out this turn, which would have attacked and be able to curse a few things. And then the following turn you can then, play two things at once, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and Nerp will be top decking now with 2 Husks on the field, a scroll each in their knapsack, and the curse was used on the Harvester there if you missed it. Both decks running Miremir.
So if we imagine that Harvester being a Cursemonger right now, 1 countdown, you would have 3 units on 1 countdown, which is pretty good, when you can just play the Damning Curse here on the Rot Eater, and play the Harvester, and just have just a much better board.
In another life, that is possibly what happened in another universe. Damning Curse now, and then Rot Eater. Takes Harvester to 2.
Yeah, and you get to play Miremir as well.
Yeah, and there's no reason to play the Ripper over... Well, I mean, the Husks in the future if you play a Witch Doctor, but... Just drop the old mare. She ain't what she used to be. Favor the Lifestealer here over the Oblivion Seeker, since you already have so much draw on the field?
No, I would go with Oblivion Seeker.
Okay.
It's another one of my rules which doesn't really work, but in the Chaos Decay, whoever has the most Oblivion Seekers die is usually the winner.
Oh, I forgot to check. Did your thumb rule work earlier? I forget it was something about tempo order.
No, I did say 90% of the games.
90%? I don't think it was 90%, Blinky. You can't.
And it wasn't me playing the game. It was someone else. So
now there's all these stipulations. But no, I think what you said.
I have a multitude of rules to cover myself. Don't you worry about that. Here you play Witch Doctor and run away.
Let's see what he does. He's running away at least, and the Witch Doctor.
And yes, Optimo, I do agree with protecting my Rot Eater with a Cursemonger. I don't know why, but it's what I would have done, so I'm agreeing with it. It's Rule 27.
Rule 27 in the Blinky manual.
Yep. I don't know what the other 26 are.
It's just blank pages, like it's Blinky's rulebook, and there's 26.
It's just an empty book of lies, which I used to cover myself. Here you can just sack the Necrogeddon, do 2 damage to one of the Pack Husks, and look to Soul Seal it next turn.
Harvester's...
Oh my god, yes.
Harvester's a good draw. His remaining Harvester is a 2 countdown as well. It is Curse 2.
Nope, it's in a lot of trouble.
This is it. This is game point. Whoever wins this, there's no second chance.
He's got one... Oh, that's a pretty good Damning Curse, so he can just Damning Curse for Harvester. Curse the other Harvester, maybe? Or kill the Pack Husk? I think you just curse the other Harvester.
Brain Lice would be a lifesaver right now.
You might be tempted just to not play anything. Or not kill the Harvester this turn, but I think that would be madness. Another option is to Necrogeddon and wipe out the row that way, but then I guess that Harvester will attack, so that's pretty rubbish.
And then you lose.
So yeah, I think you Damning Curse here and just kill the Pack Husk. And see if you can draw a Ripper or something cheap as well.
tough spot. Nerf's in a tough spot.
In that situation, Optimo, I think getting Barotti up to 4 attack and 4 health is pretty good, especially on that board, because you're able to take out like, the pack husks and things and take out the Harvester single-handedly. Whereas for Curseman, go on 3 attack, wouldn't be able to do that. Does go with Curse.
No way to follow up with that curse right away in his hand.
No, I think you sacrifice a brick for Blackberry here.
Soul Steal opens up your path onto the Witch Doctor, but Brain Lice isn't enough to finish him off.
Now that you, now that you've drawn something big, I think you can just not bother playing Soul Steal and Brain Lice that turn.
Yeah, because the Witch Doctor is going to get.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just say you want to protect the Lifestealer, and you're going to be struggling to do that and get it up this turn.
Right.
And you take out a unit, and you get to play another Lifestealer, an Oblivion Seeker. So you're trading, he's killing his Pacos for getting a Lifestealer on your side, which is pretty good. Whereas here, you're just not developing your board, you're just killing a Witch Doctor in a couple of turns. And it's still attacking this turn as well, so you're not achieving much. Or achieving as much, should I say.
He's got to remember to move this Harvester up in line with Nerp's units here. There he goes. Ooh, okay.
That's weird. You're much better off having that Lifesteal in that middle row being protected by the Mire Mare rather than the Mire Shambler.
Yeah, Soul Steal almost opens it up.
Double Soul Steal would be quite fun.
That would be actually really devastating for Bruno if that... not completely devastating, but that'd be very good.
It would be a start, at least.
Going to 7, though. Why 7?
So he can go up to 8? I don't really know. I think he's just going to play an Oblivion Seeker, take out the Mire Mare, and run away.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have an 8 drop next turn. 5/3.
Well, one thing he shouldn't do is kill 2 units here. I think he's just got to play the Oblivion Seeker and
pray.
Move a Curse Monker up, maybe. This is risky.
Can the Harvester be triggered? It's a Soul Steal away. Nope. Nope.
Oh, that would have been game deciding there.
Bernal is behind Nerp on resources.
Let's get another Lifestealer down with a board and a Ripper is pretty good here. We'll have to follow up with a Harvester attacking as well.
Think he lets the Seeker live here?
Yes, actually, I think so.
Yeah, you spare a Husk and, of course, the Scrolls.
I still prefer playing my Lifestealer over the Oblivion Seeker there. When you're ahead, you can just keep on putting on so much pressure with more Lifestealers. So I think you sacrifice for resources here. Curse for Harvest. Oh no, the Harvester's already cursed. Sacrifice for resources, play the Ripper, then play Nekogeddon, and take out the middle row. It's not brilliant by any means, but I don't see you having too much of a choice. You have a resources at least. That's pretty much all you've got going for you.
Yeah, 4 Scrolls, 8 resources. Brunel 6 resources, 6 Scrolls. But the board is a little bit stronger on Brunel's side. And by a little, a lot.
Yep. You can harvest Curse Monker here to get 2 big units on the board. Damage that bottom idol as well.
You don't want to
die next turn to the Lifestealer.
You don't want to get the 4th idol for a Necrogeddon possibility? Force Nerp to guard all those idols like that?
Maybe. I'm just trying to think of Dominion, but I guess you can do that with the Life Stealer anyway. Harvester and Cursemonger should definitely be the play this turn.
Yeah, Dominion is relevant because of those Mire Mares. That's a very good point.
Yep. You might be tempted to do another Necrogeddon soon to take out the Life Stealer.
That makes me
sad.
sad.
You want to take out the Harvester first. So I think here you sacrifice your own Harvester, the scrolls, play a Soul Steal and play an Oblivion Seeker, and look to set up another Necrogeddon in a few turns and get more value from it. You should take out the bottom Ripper, just so you can't activate Dominion. I don't think he will.
Witch Doctor's gone. He's got a Darkling now, which means when he does drop that Necro, he can go to 9 and get an extra unit. Blightbearer Soulsteel might be more threatening than Seeker right now. Not sure how that works out in the long term. Whether that poison will be relevant or not.
You can Soul Steal Darkling?
Looks like it. That means it's just a naked Necrogeddon, if it is to come.
So Nerp's now solidly back in it because he can set off a really good Necrogeddon in a few turns. Brodel should just Rot Eater and Blightbearer here.
Dominion?
You can Witch Doctor Darkling the following turn.
Nope, no Dominion.
He's not going with it. Doesn't have any Mire Mares at the moment, and he's already played one, so maybe it's not as important. But if Nerp can find a Damning Curse in a couple of turns, that'll be pretty good.
Am I out of my mind, or
He's
have I
running
not?
Infested Husk for some reason.
Have I not seen Unbinds? Am I out of my mind here?
No, I think Brunel's playing my exact list, which I posted on Skullja and did a deck guide on today.
Is there no Unbind in that list?
No, there's no Unbind. I don't know why you play it. In that sort of deck anyway, but Nerp's playing the same list, I think, as well, apart from he's replaced something for Infested Husk. I think maybe Mire Mares, which I don't agree with, obviously, because Mire Mares are insane.
No, we saw both players having Mire Mares earlier.
Did we? Oh, I don't know what he's taken out then. Maybe he's taken out Watcher, in which case it's even worse. Infected Husk isn't really that great.
There's a Mire Mare with no Dominion to give him a little boost.
You can get the Darkling down though. We should take a 2 health idol. I mean, here you just got to try and limit the damage as much as possible. Just take out the Husk. Brainlast for Mire Shambler maybe. Well, it'd probably be tempted to curse for Harvester then Brainlast it. Which I can see him doing as well.
Yeah, I mean, if he kills 2 units, that puts the Harvester at 2, and Darkling sits it to 1.
Yeah, after thinking about it, I think cursing the Harvester and Brainlasting is best. That way, if he damage curses, he kills his own Harvester. So yeah, Brainlast on the Harvester, then you can just drop a Darkling and a Mire Mare.
Three resources left, he can still Brainlice.
Actually, I would have Darkling, Rot Eater and Brainlast that turn. Not sacrifice for results, not sacrifice for scrolls.
There it goes.
My thought process for that turn changed a lot.
Well, Damning Curse does not exist in Nerp's hand. if it would.
He's 2 kills away from setting off that Harvester. So he can Soul Steal and set off his own Darkling.
This is
Nope
tough.
needs to run Fungify.
Opening with the languid here. Miremare is not
There's my miss.
big.
You can kill the bottom Lifestealer though.
Yeah, with a Soul Steal, that'll do it. Since the Harvester down by 2, it's only 4 attack now. It's been, what, double languid it must be? Yep.
Yeah. So I'd probably actually Soul Steal that Ripper. Then you can also kill the Cursemonger with a Husk and the Darkling. Oh, I'm playing a Harvester as well. Wow, Nerp is right back in this game though.
I can't believe the difference 4 or 5 rounds makes. I can't believe he has this big of a board right now.
Well, Brodor had a chance to kind of pounce on him, but he's choosing to play more defensive by playing, you know, the Oblivion Seekers instead of like Lifestealers and things like that. But nope, it's got to hurry up here.
He missed out killing the Lifestealer. Do you think that was intentional? Oh no, never mind, it was
I think
cursed.
he ran out of time. He could have killed the Cursemonger as well. So nope, definitely ran out of time there. Unless he didn't want to, just so the Harvester would struggle, but I think he ran out of time there. Didn't manage to kill the Cursemonger.
Well, this Harvester is guaranteed to die. The one in the middle row for Nerp.
Dronal can set off Dominion now though. So 4-5 for 2 is on the cards. But I think you play a Witch Doctor. Yeah, Witch Doctor and Miremare here is pretty good.
Yeah, if there's ever a time to play this Miremare, it's after you get this Dominion. It's not going to get the Dominion though. In this case, Darkling's better because it'll be a Husk.
So his top Harvester's now attacking. Because the Harvester's going to die, the Oblivion Seeker's going to die, that Husk is going to die. So that Witch Doctor he's got at the moment is currently dead. It's still dead. So Nerp is still right back in this.
Alright, attacking Harvester. Witch Doctor in hand, a couple Rippers for Husk fodder.
Yeah, I think sacrificing for resources here, playing a Witch Doctor, Ripper and Infected Husk in the same turn would just be a huge swing on the board. If Nerp had actually managed to kill that Cursemonger a couple of turns ago, then he really would be far ahead after this turn.
Now his Harvester will be poisoned after this round. The enemy Harvester will be attacking. It's only 4, correction, 2 attack. 2 Relentless is not very much to worry about.
And with so many cheap units, he can probably sneak in a win with Nekogeddon. I think he has replaced the Watchers with Infested Husk, which is unfortunate, but just playing lots of things here is pretty good. And his Harvest is going to get poisoned as well from the Blightbearer. There are 3 Languids on that Harvester.
That's the limpest it'll possibly be in this matchup. Cursemonger could...
But now think if last turn if Bronal had set off Dominion instead of allowing his Harvester, Nerp's Harvester to attack.
Yeah, there was a turn...
2 4-5s here.
There was a turn where he could have just straight up got Dominion. There was no other reason other than attacking other idol. He's drawn like 2 or 3 Miremares since then, it feels like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just that last turn where just setting off Dominion instead of killing your opponent's stuff so the Harvester doesn't attack. And then he could just play big things this turn, which would be huge.
Well,
Bronal could have set up an excellent defense there by... I think this is weaker.
double Darkling. Do you think he drops a Miremare as well? Or is he going to pack Husk it?
I think he'll pack Husk.
There it is. Ripper dies. Look at this board, man. Round 16. Okay.
He's still struggling to break through, though. The game's now turned right
Can
over.
you sack a Necro there? Oh, he's got a Watcher. He has a Watcher.
He's running Watcher. I think it would be a mistake to go for it this turn. I think you play the Watcher, but you just play everything else around it and just do things.
You can Watcher, Double Husk, and Mare this turn. It's 8 resources. You got 9.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for Watcher Necro.
He's positioning for the Watcher.
This I don't agree with.
Good job to remember the sacrifice first here. You can still move the Harvester down. There it is.
This might be a bit premature.
Here we go. Big Necro. Big Necro from Nerp.
Does almost wipe the board.
Top idol.
Will be left with a Witch Doctor and a Harvester.
Can he reach the top idol? I don't think he can. No.
No, he takes out the bottom idol. He takes out a few units on the middle idol.
Well,
Also, Nerp might not be running Lifestealer, which is also a mistake. Don't run Infested Husk. Stupid.
one idol is in Darkling range / Watcher range.
He can get in my man next turn, which is pretty good.
This Harvester that he's triggered is only 2 attack. So the consequences of this, lose an idol there. Oh, he gets Dominion too for Brunel. I forgot about that. The consequences. The consequences of this Necro are not that big with that Harvester on the field, with the triple Languid. And yeah, double Mire in Brunel's hand. He's been hanging on to this for a while now.
He needs to find a Soul Steal here to take out that front Husk so he can kill Watcher, otherwise he is dead next turn. You can Languid Unbind on the Watcher, and then drop a Mire or a Darkling. But he has to take out that Watcher. He might still be dead from just a straight up Necro, but I think if he positions correctly he should be fine. And you play a Darkling instead of a Mire, because you need that extra Husk spawning to survive, I think.
Well, Brunel's first thing you should think through is how to get through to that Watcher, and there's really not a lot of ways to do it.
Nope, he doesn't go for it, and that's probably game.
There's another Necro in Nerp's hand.
Doesn't even protect one of the top idols with that Watcher.
There's a Mire or Infested Husk he can use with the Necrogeddon. He can sacrifice, see if he draws another Watcher or Darkling.
Yeah, you just play Infested Husk here. And the chances are you can take out one middle idol. I'll play it Darkling.
Darkling.
Yeah.
It's
guaranteed lethal now.
I don't think it's possible to not have lethal.
Just move everything up, play with Darkling on the middle idol, and then you can just kill things.
If it is, it's extremely unlikely.
So I think Brunel gave Nerp that game.
Here it is. Is he going to move that other Husk?
No,
Oh, he wants to be up
that's all
top,
he
right. And that is game. That was really close. Brunel versus Nerp. That was a really good Decay versus Decay final match.
That was only 17 rounds. You see what you get with Decay versus Decay?
Only 17. That's actually short for Decay versus Decay. Brunel, it was a really back and forth. Brunel being ahead on board for quite a while, up until about round 14, I think it was. Nerp swinging it around, and you can, if you want to study a Decay versus Decay matchup and how these unfold and how to play, watch this. Watch how Nerp came back behind as Decay versus Decay, and that's how it's done.
I think it's more of a case of Brunel allowing Nerp to come back. He should have pressed his advantage early on by going for Dominion and playing for bigger units instead of like the Oblivion Seekers. I think he would have won that way.
Yeah, there was a couple missed turns where Dominion was missed. Maybe he undervalued the importance of that with Mire Mares in the deck. that means, as I look at the brackets here, NERP advances onto round 4, and we'll play Taken to earn a spot into the semifinals, which is actually MINECON. The MINECON finals. And I may have been entering incorrect scores earlier, but this is definitely 2-1.
Whereabouts?
I don't know. Actually, maybe I haven't. But I almost entered 2-0 for NERP, and then I fixed it last second, which makes me wonder, did I do that before? Let's see what games are going on right now. Anti-Rad versus Alvar PQ. That is going to be for the finals. I think most of these games will be. Dialects Frankeny. Okay, so we've got Anti-Rad versus Alvar PQ, Frankeny, Dialects. What do you think, Blinky? Both of these are final matches.
Who have you watched quite a bit of so far?
Actually,
who haven't you seen?
Of these 4, I've seen none of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anti-Rad's game is on round 6. Frankeny's is on 13.
Let's watch... No. Let's just go home.
Let's go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a decision. All right, we're going to go with Anti-Rad and Alvar PQ, just because the games are going on. I don't want to miss it too much. The reasoning is because it's less along than Dialects Frankeny. I'm sure Dialects Frankeny's game is going to be great as well. You can watch that yourself in these scrolls. Client. I'm going to message these guys and see where they're at. As far as match record.
I can find out for you.
Sure, yeah, I mean, I've already typed it up, but I just sent it to Anti-Rad.
So I have ways.
He has secret Badgerati ways. While that's going on, Anti-Rad is running, whoa, okay, Decay Growth.
This is the first game.
Okay, 0-0, which is already how it displays. Alvar PQ versus Anti-Rad. Winner of this best of 3 moves on the MINECON finals.
Would be nice to have 4 badgers winning this.
Is it possible now? So we've got Anti-Rad, Dialects, NERP, Magpie Man. Oh my god, this could be a badger sweep. We can't let that happen. Alvar PQ.
What do you mean?
Yeah. You've got to fight off the badgers. They're everywhere. No, I'm just kidding. All the badgers are good players. I'm sure whoever makes it will deserve it. This is round 7. Alvar PQ is running Order with Squire in it. So I imagine some knights are present. And Anti-Rad has some sort of growth decay control deck. Or maybe with Niara.
Alvar's actually had a good start. He's got like 3 big units on board, but Anti-Rad's dealt with like double languid and lots of poison, so that's not fair.
Favored for Alvar PQ, and Dominion is established. Okay.
Must have been an insane start to do that by round 8. Round 7, in fact. Probably round 6.
And since Alvar PQ went for scrolls there, he cannot... Oh, not even going to play the Skirmisher. Do you think he favorites here to kill the bottom dog?
No, I think he just played Jukin.
Alright, he's going to sacrifice that Squire. Husk will be destroyed. Both Husks.
Yeah, you should have played Jukin there and then move the Wings Captain down twice to kill the Nog.
Well...
Oh no, you couldn't do that because of Jukin was buffing it. My mistake.
What was poison there from the Husk? It was the Wings Captain?
It was the Scout.
Scout.
Squire, sorry.
Squire. Or the Squire. That was a good poison there for Alvar PQ then. Frostgale comes out. I wonder if Alvar runs Grounds of the Fallen. That's been a popular include for order decks. Necrogeddon in Anti-Rad's deck. And Erode. This is a very un-Anti-Rad deck. Usually Anti-Rad's associated with Order. In almost every tournament he runs Order, but I don't think I've ever seen Anti-Red play what I would consider to be a control deck. And I'm not sure if this is a control deck yet or not. But this is a very different Anti-Red deck.
It's definitely a control deck.
Okay. Oh, Grounds of the Fallen. That will help him out there. Frost Scales, of course, one was just used.
Yeah, not much point in playing it this turn just because it's got good effect.
Used an RBP there to take out Assist with the Fox. Ooh, Return to Nature and Frost
that was
Scale.
weird.
This is bad.
If you're going to play Rested Beam Potion there, surely you play it on a Vanguard because it's going to die next turn.
Return to Nature Frost Scale is going to be devastating here. I mean, he doesn't even have to do it this turn, actually, because he can just let the Vanguard die and save it for more units. He does have a Rat King to play. It'll survive a Frost Scale. Do you think it's Return to Nature Frost Scale, pull the trigger time, or wait a turn?
I think you wait a turn because that way you can move, you can get a Noggin to attack as well.
Gonna go for the Rat King, he agrees. Alright, Ground of the Fallen. LRPQ doesn't realize it, but he probably should play it. Although, it actually doesn't make a difference this turn either. Because the infantryman's just going to die to the Nog anyway. He'll just spare damage from the Skirmisher. And maybe it's better to drop a 4-hill Skirmisher instead. Uh-oh. Oh no, that plays into it. Not that he knows what's in his hand.
Give Frost Gale Return to Nature.
Yeah.
Well, I think you Damage Curse might be better. You Damage Curse for far back Skirmisher, you get you attacking with an obvious turn. And next turn you can Frost Gale Return to Nature. Doing
that, though, doesn't mean you'll lose all your Rats and Nogs for sure.
No, you don't care.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. Frost Scale, Turn to Nature, and that ramps up his growth. That destroys 2 units. They'll spread out for the attacking Skirmisher. Can even drop a Nog Nest. Or a Husk here.
Should drop an Infested Husk, I think.
Yeah, Husk I think is better. Well, Favored takes out that row, but there is poison afterwards, and we know what the poison will land on.
So here is a choice between Grounds of the Fallen and Expedition Guard or Wings Cleaver. I prefer Wings Cleaver. I don't like Favoured.
Well, the poison goes on to the guard. There's a damning curse for Anti-Red. It will wipe his units out, but destroys the Favoured Skirmisher. And there it goes. Lowers the attack of Expedition Guard as well. Sister the Fox is a human, so Guard is okay with that.
What sort of expedition is this Guard on?
I don't know. I guess a decay growth control expedition. He's like somewhere in the border of decay and growth. Like in the forest and the swamps. That's where he's at right now.
Like what non-human thing ticks him off so much that he decided to get big?
I mean, maybe, maybe his family, when he was younger,
yeah.
He lost them to non-humans.
To an armed robber in an alleyway.
It was
watching.
But it was like an armed wolf. Like he could tell that it was a wolf and not a human.
An armed wolf? Yes.
Or an armed Nog, actually. Which is more relevant in this matchup. There's no wolves in Anti-Red's deck. There are 2 Nog Nests. And unless he uses a focus, they're going to survive this turn.
I was about to say, if he got double focus that turn, he could just go for an idol and just use decimations. Anti-Red's actually in a lot of trouble if he can't deal with his Wings Cleaver.
He can play the Rat King into a follow-up God Hand next turn, but not anymore. Draining Mist. Doesn't do anything quite yet. You think you maybe should have gone for an extra growth there for a God Hand after the Rat King?
I don't think so. I think you just need to try and fish for some sort of some removal to take out Lobby's Cleaver.
Now, as long as there's no countdown reduction this turn, that Draining Mist is going to be so good. There's a Roasted Bean Potion.
That is. Roasted Bean Potion Focus, that's 10 damage. Reduces that idle down to 2.
And it does kill both Nog Nests.
If you go for the Nog Nest, which I'm not so sure you do, I think you might want to just go for an idle and reduce it down so you can kill it with Decimation. Might be wrong.
Well, I mean, it's you can't really predict exactly how it's going to play out. Going to go for the Nog Nest. It's going to be a little less idle damage, and he's going to have to work at the remaining idle. Oh, he's not going to do it at all.
Doesn't even do it. Yeah.
Okay. Draining Mist is going to hurt here really bad.
I think Anti-Rad's deck needs more pudding.
Black pudding?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
The Scrolls table at MineCon next weekend will be full of black pudding. We'll be dishing it out by the spoonful.
Will it really?
No, that's may not be a lie. I should asterisk that.
If we're just eating pudding as breakfast throughout the entire thing, that would be so beautiful. Anti can just Draining Mist this turn and deal with the Lobby's Cleaver. I just delay it a bit.
Yeah, Draining Mist is a pretty clear play here.
Should probably Brainlight it as well, just to bring it down, so we can Quake in a few turns. With a Return to Nature and wipe the board.
Alright. Alvar PQ. Alvar PQ.
So how much damage can he do if he draws... He's going to need to sacrifice the Windshield here. And hope to draw into more damage or the Pother.
Pother double focus RBP is a play. There's a Pother onto the Nog guaranteed. RBP. Focus. Now does he play the other focus?
You see, this doesn't achieve anything. I think maybe he should have Pothered the Skirmisher down and then Roasted Bean Potioned it so he can take out the bottom idol almost. Because the way he's going to win is with Decimations.
Yeah.
And now he's just lost his way of sniping another idol. So
only
I think that turn might cost him.
Only one idol in decimation range for Alvar PQ. Fertile Soil. I think he's going to go for 7. Oh, he has a Fertile or Return to Nature. I think he goes to 7 here for growth. Packed Husk is nice.
Yeah, I would be against going for some wild here and playing Pack Husk.
Yeah, he can't go for wild though. He's at 3/3. He'll have to go for.
Oh, sorry, he already is. So
Yeah.
Go for growth then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just saw him got 2 wild available and went with
Now
that.
this is the harder question though. What do you sacrifice? Oh, it was.
That's what you sacrifice.
He sacrificed that right away. He's gonna actually. He went for Decay, so he could Return to Nature, Soul Steal, which gives him the growth anyway, which puts him in Godhead range. That's actually better. I think I like that a lot better. He's also gonna hit the Wings Cleaver. Yeah, that actually was really good.
Yeah, that was good. Now, Albert must draw some sort of countdown reduction here.
Okay. Godhand not super... Ooh, with a Return to Nature, though.
Just Quake Return to Nature.
Yeah, oof. Goodbye. Goodbye. Farewell, Margaret.
Well, Margaret.
I made that up. I'm sure at some point an old black and white
Read that.
movie said that.
Maybe. It's hardly Rosebud, is it?
It's hardly Rosebud. So after this, LRBQ, in all seriousness, is going to have a very tough time coming back If he needs to snipe one more idol. Like, this is his goal right now. If you're LRPQ, you think, okay, I've got one in decimation range. I need to kill one more idol. You don't surrender yet because it's still possible. It's just going to be extremely difficult, and you're better off playing near the Nogs almost because you have more chances for less chances for anti-red to block. Here's not so bad either, but really your main target's the bottom idol and not the middle.
That's why I didn't really like him going with that like burst beam potion double focus play a couple of turns ago, because he was attacking the idol which you're going to be aiming to take out with the decimations anyway, so that wasn't really helping you. That's how I just casually draws tons of scrolls.
And languid on that squire. He's going to open up the bottom idol here just a little bit. It's only got one scroll in hand of our PQ, so not a huge risk. Oh, you can sister at the bottom. Or sister in the middle.
I think that would have been a good turn for Anti just to spam the board with stuff, so we can God Hand next turn.
Well, he also opens up the second idol and then an RBP plus focus that would put that into decimation range. But he does not have the focus and he will not draw it.
No, but Wing Shield's okay. Well, I don't like that at all. Should definitely protect things with the Wing Shield there.
I think he's hoping... That is kind of odd. I think he's hoping... Well, obviously he's hoping for the Aging Knight to survive this round. He'll have 4 damage in the back. Hopefully Vanguard makes it, and maybe he can make something work. Draining Mist, though, says no.
Yeah, he could assist with a Fox God Hand Return to Nature there, which would have done quite a lot.
Well, Alvar PQ has no generals, he has no Imperial Scepters, no way to reduce his countdown of every unit at once. It's going to have to go one at a time, and Draining Mist is just pretty devastating.
We're saying that Alperk, his only chance of winning is decimations, but he hasn't actually drawn any yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or at least for a while.
Yeah, his deck's about to recycle, maybe we'll see. I mean, I just assume that he runs them, but it's entirely possible that he doesn't. In which case, it's going to be so difficult to do this.
In which case, his like focus move earlier makes more sense.
Yeah. It could be very much the case that he doesn't run decimations.
Why Return to Nature? It was so he could kill the Wing Shield with the Nog. I think here's just where you God Hand and descend it.
Oof.
GG!
Well, this is game 1 of 3. And nice little order versus Decay Growth Control. It's not even, there's no Samada Shift in this deck, it's just classic, what you would see Decay Growth Control has almost always been, with slight variations here and there. But Anti-Red with his sandals and tattooed legs goes 1-0, and one more and he advances on to the finals.
A comment in chat saying, well, Anti-Rad did put together a really annoying deck. So, people are fans of it, obviously.
Okay, so game 2, it looks like it's going to be Decay versus Anti-Rad as his old standby, the old order. And I'll update the scores for you guys.
Undead as well, so this could be quite interesting. I think Tempo Order's favoured of this matchup, but we shall see.
Okay. Let me just do a quick glance here, make sure everything is going all right. Weekly ladder winners in about 50 minutes. Get up to the top 3 if you're not playing this tournament. Or top 50, actually. There's prizes all the way up to 50, if you haven't gotten it before. And looking at the bracket, which you can find in the stream title, challenge.com/mcopen2, you can see where we are. We're in round 4. In fact, every round 4 match is decided. We've got Anti-Red Alvar PQ here, Dialex Frankeny, Nerp, and Taken. And whoa, Ninja Turtle. Ninja Turtle versus Magpie Man. Mr. Grumpy Turtle, also known. He's been streaming a lot lately. He took out Felk and GLYHF Glyph. And now he's got quite an opponent in the form of Magpie Man. Well done to Ninja Turtle. Okay, Alvar PQ will have first turn, and he will have a Ripper opening if he doesn't mulligan in this, and mulliganing this is actually pretty tempting, because after your Ripper, what do? Not much.
I'm just seeing if I can get the scores up for the other matches. Dialex is currently 1-0 up against Franconi.
Dialect's pretty strong.
Nerp's first game is still going. This is Magpie Man's.
Ooh, draws into a Corpse Strider. Mulligans it, though. Okay, aggressive mulligan here for Alvar PQ. Now, Alvar PQ, as I know him, as I have mostly spectated him, he loves Undead. He loves Undead, he plays a lot of it. He's pretty good at it. So if there's anyone I would trust how to mulligan an Undead deck, it'd be Alvar. Anti-Rad.
I was about to say the same for Anti-Rad there about mulliganing. It's an easy mulligan there.
Yeah, and tempo order for Anti-Rad there. Anti-Rad has got to be, I gotta say, he's the best tempo order player I've seen. A lot of people use the deck, a lot of people are good with the deck, but I think he plays it just about as perfect as you can every time I see him play it. So it should be a pretty good match here. I'd say these two players are using their strongest decks, like, without knowing too much about what they've been practicing with lately. Like, this to me is, if I were to picture this match in my head, this is what the decks would look like. Grounds of the Fallen here for Anti-Rad. Probably not that great in this matchup. Well, Flesh Animator on turn 4 means Alvar PQ will be top decking.
It's having you too upset with it, some sort of aggro deck like Undead, because your favourite to sacrifice into something you can play pretty much every time. Maybe even two things.
Right. Yeah, less of a chance to get screwed on the draw, basically.
Also, Decimation next turn is going to be huge. You can just take out the Corpse Strider. Just use it as removal, which you rarely see.
Hurts a little to get rid of this Curse Presence. You can destroy the Wing Shield with it, but is it worth not sacrificing? No, probably not. Essence Garb, oof. Tough draw here for Alvar PQ. You can play, but it's not the best play.
If you saw Anti-Rad's hand, he would Essence Garb on Corpse Strider.
Not gonna do it. No cheats detected. Wow.
Doesn't even have to Decimation though.
Doesn't.
Just play with Proudness now.
Right, and there's no Undead other than the Harvester on the field. This Corpse Strider is lonely. Ooh, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, that was a bit weird, just leaving it there.
Well, the Harvester goes to 2. That's the consolation prize. Actually goes to 1 from the Flesh Enemy.
Goes to 1, so we get some sort of removal. You can take out the row almost.
Has to get rid of the Urva there. That's unfortunate. Ooh, 1 damage. Opens up for a Soul Steal. This match is going very fast. Ooh, and the pother.
And you can move the Expedition Guard forwards as well, so you can get that wing shield up to 4 damage.
Here comes the Merc. All Alvar PQ has is a 1 health flesh animator. And the Husk Horse.
This game's pretty much over now. If you manage to get the removal to set off a Harvester, then we'd be talking about a completely different game, but
when
you didn't, so we're not.
When you're undead or when you're tempo order, I would say more undead than tempo order. If you lose board control like this, you're just simply not coming back. Unless you have enough idle damage done already to where you can snipe the win to sneak out the win. It's just going to be so tough for Alvar PQ otherwise.
It would take a lot of work to come back. You would need like Revenants and Restless Bones.
You're going to have to get perfect on your Revenant spawns here. You're going to have to get all the Revenants out of that conduit. Hopefully you draw an Herba to use them. Now here's where positioning, you can't just be entirely sloppy as anti-rad. You're going to want to watch your mercenaries, make sure you're getting the maximum damage out as possible. And in this way, he takes his skirmisher up to 5. Won't waste that mercenary attack on the 1 health flesh animator. See where the Revenant spawns. Well, it's enough to take out the Aging Knight. That would happen no matter what. Soul Steel's nice here against this Wing Shield.
We've got another result coming in. Dialex has beaten Franconi 2-0.
Dialex, the first player of today to advance onto the finals. Confirmed MINECON finalist then. Wait, yeah, that's correct. Well done. I just saw something that alarmed me. But it's all good. Anti-Rad with a favorite here can actually...
Spider with Come to Bed Eyes?
With Come to Bed Eyes. No, thank goodness it was not. Favorite here can actually get the damage output if he positions in the correct way, and he's not even going to bother. Middle idol goes down.
You do have a favorite on the skirmisher. You can just win next turn as well.
Yep. Alright, Alvar PQ. Pull out your bag of miracles and sprinkle it onto the field. Alright, it's a start. He's got a lot of damage to stop up top. Anti-Rad takes this and he advances on to the finals. Alvar PQ has 2 games to win. Do the Badgers begin? Do the Badgers begin their sweep? I don't think there's any way for it to not be game right. Favorite RBP is all you need.
Or just favoured?
Just favored?
Yeah, just play it on the Expedition.
Oh, move the guy up. Yep. Okay.
Didn't even have to do that. You could just get the mercenary where it was.
Nope. He's gonna go total damage mode and do favor and haste
as well for extra fun. That's,
well done.
An annihilation in 9 turns.
That's it. Anti-Rad, second finalist. Dialex and Anti-Rad. 2 out of 4 Badgers so far advancing on. Is it going to be a clean sweep? The second set of qualifiers. How many games have we got left going on? Taking a NERP. Round 17. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we should watch that. Magpie Man's currently 1-0 up against Ninja Turtle.
Alright. Magpie Man 1-0 up against Ninja Turtle. I think this is the first game between Taken and NERP.
Just yeah, I think it is as well.
Okay, then I'm just going to put that up then. Alright, what do we got going on here? NERP, running the automatons, Taken with the undead.
Taken of House Stark?
Why is he House Stark?
He's got a wolf.
Oh my gosh. He does have a wolf. There it is. I get it now.
Thanks.
Well,
Yes.
well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Burn onto
I'll try.
that 3 health, 5 attack round eater. We are on round 18, so this is not just beginning. We're quite a ways into this, and if we look at the resources, NERP is ahead by 2.
You know what you can do, don't you? You can play Scout Automaton and activate Dominion.
Oh my gosh, here it comes, Dominion.
That's what this whole thing's about. Just Dominion, whether you need it or not.
He didn't do it though. He didn't want the Dominion. Oh, he does. Oh, he is getting it.
Oh, he's going to play Scout Automaton, yeah.
Yeah, he'll get it.
If he doesn't, I will be having a word.
He'll get admonished from Blinky Senpai. There it is.
Hey!
Alright, 2 scouts on the field makes each little gun automaton that pops out a little more intimidating. Watchers and Necrogans in Taken's neck. Who took out Gravekeeper today? Let me look at the brackets here. I thought he played. Gravekeeper...
Yeah, he did. He lost to Albert.
Alvar PQ. Oh, okay.
Albert PQ.
Those are probably some good matches to watch. I wish we could watch every match. We can't though, but like I said before...
We can. We've got replays.
Replays are saved 9 days, so maybe if we have some extra time here, we are going on... It's only 3.5 hours. It's a lot shorter than the previous one. We can maybe take a look there. If there's a popular match that everyone wants to see, we could do that.
Or we could watch you try and spot a lethal on one of the challenges.
Oh, yeah, sure. That'd be fun too.
But right now, Nerp can just play a Solemn Giant if he wants to. He can do so many things. He hasn't sat for scrolls yet. During Bombard would be good. I don't think he runs it, so maybe, what is it? Rattle Him, is that what it's called? It's not Rattle Him at all. What's the...
Stone Enigma. Yeah.
For full energy...
Stone Enigma.
Countdown thing.
Oh, Battle Dance, yeah.
That's
yeah,
the one.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier about his automaton deck. He doesn't run Bombards, doesn't favor it. Lots of machinated bugs on the field.
Space is looking like it could be lethal next turn with the Solemn Giants.
He has a Cluster Hex, but he has nothing to follow it up with. He has 2 Cluster Hexes.
Yeah, this should be lethal next turn. Unless Nerp misses it.
All Taken can do, he only has Mangy Rat, Festering Freak, and Watcher as units. Everything else is a spell that does very little to nothing. I mean, I guess he could Necro, Mangy Necro.
Yeah, he can't even attack with the Harvester.
Yep.
If you had a Witch here, it would be quite good.
Alright, Taken doing all he can to block as many lanes as he can.
Okay, so Nerp does have lethal with a Solemn Giant. You just got to move a couple automaton down, play Solemn Giants in the bottom lane.
Yeah, the Solemn Giant will have... Doesn't even need the extra attack from the scouts. There it is.
I'm so proud.
Game 1 to Nerp. 1, 2, 3. Alright, Taken has a mountain to climb. Not only does he have to win 2 games in a row, he has to win them against Nerp. Let's see what decks, if any deck alterations are made. 12 minutes and 13 minutes, even play time there. Pretty long game there, we jumped into the middle of it.
So Nerp's now playing Decay and Taken's playing Growth Decay.
Alright. Growth Decay for Taken. There's a million different variations for Growth Decay. We'll have to see exactly what he favors, and I'll put the score up for you guys.
This is a pretty poor hand for Nerp against Growth Decay. It's just a bit too slow. You want to get off to a faster start than having a Soul Steel turn 3. There'll be no decent targets, really.
Yeah, well, Taken shouldn't be putting down anything except maybe like a Nog Nest or something. Well, I'm not sure exactly what his deck looks like, but there won't be many Soul Steel targets right away.
Infested Husk is just too slow.
Has a Ripper now. No, it's not such a bad curve. Plus, he doesn't know what Taken is running anyway. Samara. Shift. With Sleep Moratorium. Do you see Sleep Moratorium in these decks a lot nowadays?
People are playing it. I don't know why. Because not a lot of their scrolls are that highly costed. It's a good way of getting back things like Quake, though, I guess. So it's not that bad.
And Nerp draws into a Rot Eater. This is a perfect curve for Nerp as far as his deck goes.
Yeah, Nerp's hand has just got insane.
And he was given the first turn because I imagine first game Taken had first turn.
He should get rid of a Harvester here. Yeah, he does good. So his first goal should be to activate Dominion, which unfortunately his hand is a bit off because he's only got 7 damage.
This Languid is going to slow him down just the tiniest bit. And his Languid target is also a potential Soul Steel target. Cursemonger comes down for Nerp and he'll be top decking. Alright, Samada Shift potential here.
Yeah, I don't like the way he's moved things around here. I would like everything around that Rot Eater. And I like the Cursemonger behind the Rot Eater as well.
Is it a Samada Shift or a Pack Husk turn?
Samada Shift, you want to try and get the Harvester.
Living Seeker, a little bit of value there.
So yeah, that placement of the Smarter Shift was off. It should have been 1 up, so if he got the Kinfoot veteran, he had the option of moving it up. And here Nerp should just go for idle damage to activate Dominion.
We need to record your voice and somehow get it in the game every time Dominion is activated.
Oh god, I hope not.
Like big red text across the screen.
that would be...
You'd be like the Unreal Tournament guy.
I think I would leave if that happened. My voice is not worthy enough.
You don't do yourself enough justice. Kinfolk Veteran, 2 turns away for Taken. It's just a Pack Husk here or Brain Lice. Gets rid of the Brain Lice, so it's almost certainly a Pack Husk.
And he needs to protect the middle idol. And you should protect the Oblivion Seeker as well, because it is going to be attacking. You don't want it to die, but, you know, it will die eventually. Should be a pretty simple harvest to play here and just attack an idol.
Looks like he's going to curse or attack the Pack Husk. Harvester is on the field. The only soul stealable target, as I mentioned earlier, is the Ripper, which he's already languided.
I think he's not going to damage curse, okay.
Alright, there's a Quake in hand, he's going to need that for sure.
If Nope had a Soul Steal there, that would have been really good.
Yeah, for that Dominion in the Mirror.
I don't like the Langard. It's not attacking this turn. He wants to sack for scrolls there and play a big unit. You don't really want to play Mire before you get the Dominion in this matchup. So I think sacrificing for scrolls straight up there would have been a lot better. And he would have got the Soul Steal as well. Oh no, yeah, he would have got the Soul Steal, so that's a bit of a weird play.
Okay, starting off with a Quake, no follow-up damage in hand other than a Brain Lice after this.
Nope, definitely Soul Steal his Packust here.
To make his Harvester attack, yeah.
Yeah, you get to take out the top idol, you get to play your Mimere. Just be a really solid turn.
Soul Steal Mire, let's see it. Going to 5.
And also you want to guarantee the Harvester attacking, so although you're killing your own stuff, you get the guaranteed 8 damage, which is really good.
The funny thing is, the Harvester will probably attack anyway, even if he doesn't do that, because there's not a second Quake. There's a Soul Steal. And Mire, wherever he wants it. 2 idols down.
And you know what he's activated?
Dominion!
Dominion! And actually that Marshmallow landing there is pretty good, because now you can put it in front of a Rot Eater and stick Mire behind. So it's all nicely protected. You're not bothering about protecting the Harvester anymore, that's done its job.
He's going to split up the damage onto the bottom idol there, rather than getting double Dominion. And a big old...
Double Dominion.
And a big old 4/5 Mire with his big old chompers. Oh, those chompers. His face only a mother could love. Or maybe that is a mother.
So he might Sleep Moratorium here to get another Quake.
Damning Curse onto the attacking Rot Eater. Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, now you just play Watchers. Just play them all.
Watchers are your best friend against a deck like this, that's for sure. He does have... I think he had 2 Erodes in hand.
We've got some results in Magpie Man has beaten Ninja Turtle 2-0.
There we go. 3 out of 4. Badgers. Advancing on to the finals. Congratulations, Magpie Man.
And it's looking very likely Nope's going to take this.
It's not out of the question, that's for sure.
Double Watcher and Ripper.
I'm going to have to investigate the... perform an investigation after here, make sure there is no back... manipulation in the behind the scenes between the Badgerati. Trying to...
What are you trying to say?
Make things happen. I don't know. Just saying. I'm just kidding. It's not very surprising that all those players advanced. They're all very good. Taken has a turn here to do something. That Sleep Moratorium, I just don't think it's ever gonna... I mean, there's so many low-cost cards in Taken's deck, right? So, like, what is he hoping to draw with the Sleep Moratorium? I guess maybe it's not so much resources advantage as it is just later on sifting what you want.
Well, he'd hope to find a Quake, which he can play next turn.
Quake would be good.
Is taxing being fixed yet?
For that,
For Sleep Moratorium?
It's not patched yet, no.
It's not patched yet, so he'd still only get 5. Get 5 decay for it.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out.
You can Languid Unbind. Oh, he draws a Quake as well. Right. Does this Quake cost 5 for me? Does it say that for you?
Yes, that should be 7.
It should be 7, shouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, Brainlice on the Shambler means that's the end of Taken's turn. Okay. Necrogeddon in hand.
So you definitely sack your Oblivion Seeker for resources here. Play Ripper, play Double Watcher.
Double Watcher, yep.
Necrogeddon next turn.
There's almost no way to lose after that.
I don't even think you take out the bottom idol here. I think you just ping the seven health idol, keep everything nice and centered around the watchers.
Yep, with two
Spread
watches.
it nicely for when your Neko get a next turn.
Yeah, with two watches, a 2 health idol is almost as good as dead. Against Taken's deck.
Yeah, definitely would have preferred playing the Ripper here instead of...
I guess he's going Seeker.
This. Well...
Okay.
Yeah. I just like Double Watcher. In a game against a removal-heavy deck...
I completely...
Even if your board does somehow get wiped, you do a bit of damage, and you got the Oblivion Seeker next turn to follow up.
The risk is the first Quake. You do get 2 rounds of 2 damage from your 2 units, but you'd have to have the Quake Return to Nature follow-up, which... or actually, that wouldn't even... Yeah, it'd have to have a Quake Frostgale to destroy the Watchers. And he wouldn't have the resources to do that anyway.
Well, he hasn't got much of a choice, has he?
Corpse Death
He's not even playing
Unbind.
Quake. Okay.
Harvester's at 1.
So Neko against
Or is that
lethal.
2? It's already at 2.
That's it. That's game.
G. Nerp 1, 2, 3. 2-0 overtaken. As long as he hits end turn here, I'm sure that he will. There it is. Congratulations, that means we know all 8 finalists for the MINECON finals next weekend at MINECON in London, England. It's going to be Nerp. I'll just read them off for you.
As opposed to London, China.
Yeah, it's not going to be London, China this time. We thought about it. Antirad, Dialex, Nerp, 123, Magpie Man, and of course the 4 finalists from last time, Tajik, Jubabe, Chief Bromden, and Holofoil, in no particular order. How many Badgers out of 8 does that make it?
6.
6 out of 8? So just Jubabe, and Tajik. Yeah.
Yes. Tajik is in French Spirit and... I don't really know.
I think he might be in the Fairies. And
No one's in the Fairies, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, okay. But yeah, 6 out of 8 Badgers. I'm just pointing that out. Just a little fun fact there. But we all know all of our 8 finalists. Next weekend, MINECON, you can watch us. Me and Blinky will be there. We will be up on a little tournament stage for some of the games. Otherwise, we'll be at our desks. I will get out the information to the finalists, what they need to do and how they should prepare themselves for that. Basically, just where to be, what time to be there. We will also provide a list of alternates, because, just in case somebody doesn't show up or somebody can't make it. So even if you were eliminated from both qualifiers, you may have another chance to participate if someone is unable to make it. So don't be completely down. We'll get that information out as soon as we can. Nonetheless, that has been today's tournament. You can check out your favorite players if you missed some of their games on the stream by... you can see what games they played, first of all, by opening their bracket in the stream title, which is challenge.com/mcopen2. From there, you can use the replay feature in the game to watch any game you'd like. I don't think I'm going to have time to do that because I do have a lot of stuff to do after this, administrative-wise, to get all this taken care of. But... Blinky, thank you very much for once again commentating for the majority of this tournament and helping me out there, giving me some company, also adminning the tournament.
That's okay.
And also, before I forget, because I forgot last time, I want to thank the additional administrators of the tournament, one being Mr. Grumpy Turtle. You can find his Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Mr. Grumpy Turtle. WBMC. Has been a lot of help, and Ramen, I'm not sure how much he was doing in the background there, but he was an admin as well, and of course Blinky. So thank you, tournament administrators, you make it so much easier when I don't have to update the wins. Well, all of them at least. That'd be quite a burden while streaming. Blinky, anything to say before we go?
Yes. No, apart from I look forward to next week, for which I am quite nervous about. But
we'll be all right. I'll hold your hand, Blinky. In real life, you'll be fine. I see Ultioptimo asking. I believe Ultioptimo is that Chief Brondon? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I could be completely wrong. He's asking how brackets are decided next week. So we have the 8 finalists, but they're not seeded according to anything other than ladder rating. So it'll be just like the qualifiers. The day before, at 2200 GMT, I'll take a snapshot of all their ratings, and they'll be seeded according to that. So they can still battle it out on the ladder for what they might think is ideal positioning. That's also how alternates will be determined. I'll say more on that later, but basically, everyone who made it to the round before the semifinals in each qualifier will be listed as alternates, sorted by ladder ranking, which will be snapshot at the same time the seeding for the finalists is taken. Does all that make sense, Blinky?
It makes complete sense.
Okay, because that is what's happening. Other than that, I want to thank everyone for watching. We will see you next weekend at MINECON, or maybe not, depending on if you go there. Once again, we won't be able to stream the tournament matches that happen on stage because it's a unique setup there. It's not really set up for streaming. We will be recording it all, though. It'll be all recorded, and I think at this point it looks like a lot of it will be uploaded to Blinky's YouTube channel, I think is what we're going to go with. There's more on that later. But it'll be fun. We'll be live broadcasting it to a live audience, Blinky and I, and possibly some others, all of these matches. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Stand by for more info, and have a good rest of the weekend. The next time I talk to you, I'll probably be in London.
Eating black pudding.
Eating loads and loads of black pudding. If anyone would like to play Scrolls, please let me know. I will host you in the stream. Or I'll host you on this channel. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.